This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the one who's going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he is guiding me through this journey. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Aaron Kirkwood, Andre the Man in White, Chad Welsh, Sean McGuire, Rikky Morrisette, Giannis, Albert Lorenzo, and Eddie Costello. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Andrew Taylor and Amy Harmer to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, really appreciate it. In this episode, we are talking about chapters 23 through 26, plus the epilogue of New Spring.
This is huge because not only are we finishing the book, we are doing more chapters than we have ever covered before.
Yeah, but they're all so super short.
They are, but it's like, hey, there's like quantity of there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yes.
We have things to talk about.
Yes, we do.
My favorite chapter to discuss.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's stuff and things happen.
Things happen. Somebody has to tell me what an epilogue is. I am...
Not important. We don't have time for that.
Because it's literally the next moment. It just, the story continues. Not like, a year later, which we'll talk to you what I thought was going to happen. But,
yeah.
Anyway.
That's like later.
Yeah. But before we get into anything at all, you have to put your book down.
Okay.
Because I have something for you.
Oh, no. Okay.
What do you mean, no?
What is it? Why do I have to put my book down?
It's a present, so you need your hands.
Oh, what? Okay.
I have a present for you. And it's wrapped in a t-shirt because it couldn't be crinkly for the microphone.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Okay.
It's a present. Here you go.
Oh, my goodness gracious. This is nerve-wracking.
Why?
We're also doing this on video.
Yeah, we are.
So people can see what's happening.
Yes, they can.
This is the surprise. This is what you were like, hey, don't look at this.
When?
You said something about
I was
something
like,
coming.
a package is going to come.
Oh my goodness, it's New Spring, the graphic novel.
Yeah, it is.
Holy smokes.
I got it. I found it.
Wow. That's
that was
amazing.
Fast, wasn't it?
That was so fast.
Impressed?
That is so cool. Oh my, I have to read this entire thing. Look at that. That's fantastic. That's beautiful.
Because you mentioned.
I did mention
that this is a thing. And
it totally is
all
a thing.
The correspondence and extra...
All the features that I say were in here
all
are in here.
All the features are in here. So it's not a lie.
It's good to know that I'm not a liar.
You're not a liar. It's all here.
This is so cool.
And I do have to shout out, I found this on thriftbooks.com.
Okay.
And it sent quicker than they thought it would from the US to Canada. Very reasonable price. I'm impressed.
I am so excited for this. Okay. I can't read this right now because we have to record an episode.
No. Were you expecting it?
Not even at all.
Really?
Like 0%.
I really thought you knew. I was too excited.
No, 0% chance.
Because I was like,
maybe
I can give this to you for like your birthday in December or something.
Yeah.
But you think that I'm going to get something and just hold on to it? No. I'm going to give you the New Spring graphic novel in the episode where we're finishing New Spring.
We're going to have to do like a bonus episode on this entire thing because I have so much to comment on, even just in the artwork on the cover.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay.
I'll post about it.
Oh my, I can't even.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Yay, so I surprised you.
Yeah, no, that was a huge surprise. Okay, we have to do this episode though.
Yeah, okay.
We're like, okay. I'm going to put that down for now. We're going to come back to it later. Thank you, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
that's
you're
amazing.
welcome.
Okay.
Yay, I love giving gifts. Okay.
Yeah, no, that was a good one. Okay, what do I do now? I say things. We're doing chapters.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so chapter 23 is The Evening Star. Chapter 24 is Making Use of Invisibility. Chapter 25 is An Answer. And chapter 26 is When to Surrender. And then epilogue is epilogue.
Epilogue's epilogue.
There we go.
Epilogue should be called...
Chapter 27.
No, it should be called Bonded.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bonded. No, just bonded. Okay.
Just bonded.
Bonded.
Yep.
Okay.
Or like...
To bond.
Or like ride on, or like where to next, or something.
Yeah, that's why you don't name chapters.
What?
Okay.
I thought those were all pretty good.
Those are all terrible.
What?
Anyways, okay. Your gift was much better than your ability to name chapters. Let's start with a fun fact, because as is tradition, when we get near the end of the book, I gotta do my favorite thing.
Statistics.
Book stats. Okay, so coming at you.
Moraine.
Hey, you're right. Okay.
Land.
And?
Swan.
Boom, there you go.
That's it.
26 chapters and an epilogue.
Yeah.
There were 3 unique point of views and 31 total point of views. Now you got to tell me how many of those point of views were Moiraine.
There were
because
31 point of view. Oh,
yeah, we go through this literally
I understand
every
what
book.
you're saying now. I thought you meant like 31 different character perspectives.
No, 31
No.
total.
Total.
3 unique.
Yeah.
So 3 people
And I just
who
said
took
them
those
all.
31.
I just said them.
And you got them in order, but I want you to tell me, of the 31, how many were Moiraine?
18.
Close. Okay. Higher.
Is it 21?
22.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Oh, you should have went with your gut.
I wish
Okay.
that I said it.
22
I
total.
thought that would be too high because Lan does have a bunch.
He does have a fair amount, more than you think. Coming in at 96,000 words.
Okay.
That's pretty impressive.
Sure.
And then Lan came in second with 31 total. Moiraine had 22.
7.
So you think Siuan had 2. She has 1.
Oh.
And Lan has 8 total for 24,000 words. And Siuan gets 1 point of view with 1,000 words. So there you go. Yeah.
Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
For Siuan. I did think she had 2, but
Yeah. No, it's
that's
just...
okay.
Yeah, that's okay. But there you go. Book stats coming at you.
Book stats.
Okay, let's get into this.
Yes, we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, 5 chapters. Let's
I'm glad.
go.
Yeah, I was worried about giving you the gift. It was going to take too long.
I know. I really have cut myself off from even doing that because, like, we seriously gotta.
We got to roll. We got to roll. Okay.
Bonus episode though for that. I'm so excited. Okay.
Cool. Last time on this show, last time we were with our characters, Moiraine and Lan met.
Right.
Which is very surprising because, like, we covered so much last time.
Yeah.
And then I read so much since then.
Well, the thing is, you already know that they know each other and they know each other forever because the other 5
And I already, like, knew how they met.
Yeah.
So, like, here we are. Anyway, Moiraine and Lan met, thrown in a pond, dumped water, whole thing, rode together. Everyone is pretty much unhappy with the whole situation.
No one's happy.
No one's happy. They arrived at their destination of Chachin.
Yep.
Lan heads to the palace because they separate. And now Edain wants Lan to marry her daughter. And it's all the worst. It's creepy, creepy, creepy. Terrible, terribleness. And I want to move on from it.
Because she's still banging him, so there's a whole lot of problems with everything
and
that's going on here.
And there's disgusting lock of hair happening.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's
holding of the lock of hair.
Why is she rubbing lotion on it every day? What's going on?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
I hate it.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to jump into chapter 23.
Okay.
The Evening Star.
Yeah.
And before we jump into any of this, you did a thing where you lied to me.
Oh, I do that sometimes.
You told me it was all going to be like politics and stuff, but it's all
I
exciting.
know, because you're like, hey, I said it's exciting and I actually like the end of this book.
Yeah.
And you just assumed it was your
issue. My complaint, if I can have one, about the ending of this book is, I mean, much like most of Robert Jordan's writing, everything sort of happens at the end.
That's true, yeah.
But because this book is so short, it was almost like there wasn't, and like maybe it's because I'm just not used to there being very little build up.
Yeah,
it's like all of a sudden I was like, wait, who are these characters and why should I care about them?
Yeah, you had to,
and then also
we tried to introduce them in the last couple chapters.
It was just like really rushed, and then all of a sudden everyone's just dead, which is the opposite of Robert Jordan's writing style.
We're not even at that part yet. Like, what are we doing?
It was very surprising.
Okay, I love the end of this book. It's so exciting.
Yeah,
it's thrilling.
Too rushed.
And so sad.
Too rushed and confusing for somebody who's not sure what the heck is happening.
Yeah, I also did a thing where I asked you if you thought that Derek was going to have a long and happy childhood.
You did ask me that?
I did ask you that.
And did I say whatever because I didn't care?
Well, because Lan didn't, and he was like, oh, let the boy have a nice childhood.
And I said, sure, I don't care.
And you're like, sure, whatever. And it's like, in my heart, I was like, oh, no.
Well,
you know.
Maybe he should quit being so lucky.
Well, he did.
Oh,
he did quit being lucky.
He did.
That's what okay.
Am I just insensitive?
A little bit to this fictional character. Let us go. Let's do this.
Chapter symbol is the fish. Which, can you tell me now what that means and what it stands for? Do you even know?
Yeah, it's a fish.
You don't
Just
know.
Go.
You don't know. Okay.
Debatably something to do with swan.
Debatably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because swan and fish, and that's the best I got for
I'll take it if that's all you got.
Yeah, there's a little bit of swan here.
We're entering our Moiraine perspective, and we're sort of back in time, backpedal, because we're back where Moiraine and the men split when they get to the gates of Chachin.
Yes.
So Moiraine is watching Bukuma and Ryan leave, galloping after Lan, and she seems happy that she was able to get to land.
Yeah, like poke the bear a little bit.
Yeah, that's what she wanted. She wanted him to feel something for dunking her in the water.
Yeah, so she definitely made him kind of angry because he like rode off in a fury.
Happy to be away from her. And then she thinks now it's time to go find Siuan in the rougher parts of the city because that's exactly where Siuan will be.
Yeah.
And now I really thought like she was gonna literally like ride up to one and Siuan would be in there.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this is way too serendipitous. And then I told you that this reminded me of The Office when Holly can just like wander around the city and then just like find Michael.
Finds Michael, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is Siuan and Meiran. They like literally are so meant to be that she can just be like feel where she might be.
This is the kind of bar that she would go into.
Yeah. Are there egg rolls really that big?
So that doesn't quite happen that way, but
not quite, but it kind of does.
And like, the things that happen in these chapters,
I wish
these
they
bars,
didn't.
Yeah,
I wish these things just like didn't happen.
Let's
get to
start
what we hope.
This is the worst pub crawl ever. Okay,
it's not good.
Okay.
Her first stop is at the Ruffled Goose.
I also love so I'm going to create a name generator for inns, and it's going to be like an
adjective and an animal.
Noun, and it's, you spin it, and it's like Ruffled Goose.
Yeah.
And it's like Blind Pig is next.
Blind Pig's next.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a fun wheel.
What's next after that? There's another one too.
Whoa, we don't want to, we got to talk about the Ruffled Goose.
Oh, okay. The Ruffled Goose.
Lady
Skinny innkeeper.
Yeah, lady tries to steal her horse.
Oh, yeah. Well, because there's nowhere to park her horse outside because this part of town, people don't have horses. So she's already drawing so much attention to herself in her silk dress and her fox-lined...
walk out of the inn and your horse is up on blocks and it's like, what's going on?
Shoes stolen. That's not even a funny joke.
That's pretty good. That was like off the cuff. Like you... Okay.
Anyway, so... someone's gonna totally try to steal his horse, so she does some sort of bond, or like ward, so it can't leave.
Yeah, but locks its feet in like air.
That's right.
Its front feet only, not
so
the
it
back.
won't move when the lady's trying to be like, "Come on, horse."
Yeah. I like the first innkeeper because this innkeeper's like, "You don't belong here.
Get
you need
out.
to leave. Like, get the."
What are you doing? And like, rude. What if she wants to stay here? What if she's like meeting some sort of ruffian?
She's gonna get mugged and murdered probably if she wasn't Aes Sedai.
Maybe.
Maybe. Not maybe. Like, definitely, if she wasn't Aes Sedai, she would have been mugged and murdered in this chapter.
Okay. Anyway, so Meiran asks if there's a blue-eyed Terran woman staying here, and that's a no. Yeah. And then she feels that the ward is going off and somebody's trying to steal her horse, like she thought.
Boo! Boo!
Yeah.
Boo!
Danger! Danger!
It's my car alarm.
Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, car alarm. That's what you were doing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, good one. So she goes out. There's a woman who's like, "Come on, horse!" And then Moiraine's like, "You should probably get out of here because the law about stealing horses is like
she tries to like you're gonna get her with the authority."
And the woman's like, "Yeah, make me," and tries to like stab her or something.
Doesn't actually try.
There's a bit of a standoff.
It's like a standoff. Yeah.
The woman ends up running away, and Moiraine gives her a hard butt slap with the power.
Yeah, just like a little bit of the
Moiraine,
with the
and
power.
it even says Moiraine let her temper get the best of her. So it's like, so this is something that wasn't like calculated. It was almost like an impulsive. I'm gonna. Yeah. Give her a spank because she annoyed me.
It's good to know that there's like leniency on the I won't use the power as a weapon.
Well, we already know that there's leniency because we've seen it.
I'm reiterating that fact that even on a total stranger, you can be like, I'm gonna beat you with the air.
as like a penance. Is that the word? I always mess it up.
Yeah. Sure. Close.
Okay.
Or maybe. Exactly. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about the blind pig. This is the next one.
That's the next in.
Yeah.
And Siuan is not here, man.
No, this is
not here.
This is the first really bad scenario, though, at the blind pig.
Oh.
Yeah.
The blind pig is the bad one, or the silver penny is the bad one?
Oh, the silver penny, right. The blind pig was
a no. The blind pig is just a no, and then she moves on. I was like, oh, okay, am I confused?
Silver penny, you got that right. Silver penny is the bad one. Okay, so
silver penny is the next one, and the innkeeper says, oh, yes, that exact person is here. And so red flags go up right away for Moiraine with this innkeeper because she's like a put together, very attractive, not dirty innkeeper.
Yeah.
So Moiraine's like, this doesn't fit. Something's weird here.
I don't believe this.
I'm not very good at puzzles, but this is Not good.
Well, what really seals it when she's like, yes, also have this wine.
Spooky wine.
Spooky wine. Oh, yeah, it's the return of spooky wine.
Return of spooky wine,
Yeah,
you drink it.
this isn't dream spooky wine.
Yes,
this is like
and
regular.
you know what Meiran doesn't do?
Drink
she
it?
doesn't drink the fork root tea.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you think this is do you think this fork root? Because...
Maybe. I'm just referring to
Okay.
the fact that the other women
immediately
drank
the tea. Right.
And Meiran doesn't.
She doesn't. Okay, well, she's been in training for years longer than Nynaeve.
Yeah, maybe they should have had some fucking training. Sorry, I'm aggressive with this. Okay.
A little bit, okay.
All right.
Let's talk about what Meiran does. This is a little bit crazy.
I wish it didn't happen. Is this what you were talking about? That you wish didn't happen?
No,
I wish this didn't happen.
I'm like medium on board with Meiran, like taking vengeance on this woman. It's the whole fact that so many people try to drug these women who come into these inns for like their weird like human trafficking situations.
Yes, it is. It is. It's a brothel situation.
Yeah, I'll go on record and I'll say human trafficking is bad. Yeah. I will say that. 100%.
Don't do
it. That's another thing we can take a hard stance on.
Put that on the list. Don't do it.
But Moiraine's response is she like thinks about it. She's like, "Oh, this is weird. Something's off." And then
Something's
she says,
weird. Don't drink the spooky wine.
You drink the wine.
And then she uses one of her Blue Aja's secret weaves on the innkeeper, which uses fear
it's like
to make people do things.
It's like a fear amplification.
It kind of feels a little bit like, well, what is compulsion if not this? Right?
It's a little different. It's same, but it's different.
Okay.
But it's still the same.
It still feels so.
So it's kind of like Leandrin's.
I'm gonna relate it back to Moiraine in Eye of the World in Whitebridge.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
When she's like, "What happened here?" And then people just like start talking to her.
Yes.
And it's like kind of weird, and it's from Nynaeve's perspective, and she goes, "This is all from the top of my head. Are you impressed?"
A little bit, yeah.
Because she goes, "Hey, that's weird. Why are all these people just like talking to Moiraine?" And it sounds like, and I said, it sounds like, and I've always said she's had some sort of influencing power over people.
You have said that from like the very beginning, so congratulations.
Gold star.
It's not like a definitive, that's what happened in the Eye of the World and stuff, but it's like, we could probably put
yes,
it
it is.
Okay. Anyways, so she does her little fear-inducing weave.
And then she says, how many people have you fed this wine to?
Yeah.
How many women? Do you leave them alive or just wishing they're dead?
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. It's like, this is clearly like
you drink it.
Yeah. It's like human trafficking because everybody in the bar clearly knows what's up. And then it gets worse because after the woman does in fact drink all the wine.
And then like is surprised that she's doing it. And then it's like, oh my God, what's happening? And then she like slumps to the ground. So if it's not fork root, it's something that does something similar.
Yeah, it's a drugged wine or whatever.
Yeah.
But the issue is that, and the part that is also like gets worse is that after the innkeeper like tries to run away and then falls down because she's drugged with her own wine, it mentions that
she doesn't pass out completely. That's true.
Yeah, it's like all the patrons then who are clearly all kind of in on it look at her like, oh, we're gonna get you now, and either like get vengeance or...
Well, a bunch of the women run out. Like almost every woman in the place takes off out of there.
Yeah.
And then Moiraine leaves.
Yeah. To like leave the innkeeper to her own devices of what she's kind of like set up for herself. So yeah,
yeah,
it's just like it
just like didn't need to be here.
Maureen's got zero chill.
I mean, like, I guess it's like world
this.
building, I suppose, but like
it's a little crazy, but it happens. So here we go.
Okay,
and it's not the first time it's not the last time it's gonna happen.
No, but it's the last time Maureen's gonna intervene.
Yeah,
it is the last time Meiran will intervene.
Yeah, she doesn't do what she does anymore because that'd be suspicious.
Right, it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that she doesn't want to help all the women.
Yeah. She's like, okay, once is coincidence, but if it's like there's a bunch of people who are...
Then they're going to start tying it to me, and it's a big problem.
And like if a blue sister knows, she's going to recognize like, hey, that's a blue weave.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, okay.
So that's how the rest of Maureen's day basically goes in Chachin. She's going to tons of different inns. She's seeing like all sorts of different things, robbers and more spooky wine being offered to her. And, and she's had to use the power to defend herself in some situations. And she had to beat a few people who are trying to steal her horse again.
No fireballs, but she uses the fear-inducing weave.
Yes.
A bunch of times.
Even
on the attackers.
Useful weave.
Very helpful. Like, I gotta say, that's one for the playbook. Like, you put it in there, you use it.
Yeah.
That's a set play you definitely want in your repertoire.
Yeah, it's just a little too... Like, I guess the Red Aja secret weave must be, like, how to make people feel pain.
But this
or
is
is
the
that
thing.
specific to Leandrin
This is the thing.
and Black Aja?
We don't know. We don't know because we do know that Ajas have their own weaves, but we also know like sisters have their own weaves that they
have their
keep
own secret thing. And Leandrin does think to herself in The Great Hunt about how, this is her talent. This is her secret thing.
Because typically people who like are like in some senses wilders, because we know
yeah,
Leandrin
they like
hates it,
learn
but
things in different ways. Okay.
yeah, it's something that would be like useful to them.
Yeah,
so.
it's still a little bit bordering on. I don't
it's like
it's
like adjacent. It's like close.
It's too close.
Yeah.
Like I would prefer if she had some control over just like influencing them to speak freely to her,
okay,
rather than like inducing fear.
Okay.
Because it's just too much bordering on.
I get it.
Hurting.
Sure.
Like as somebody, like I hate being scared.
Yeah.
Like if you scare me, or like if I watch a scary movie or whatever, like I don't enjoy that at all.
Yeah, I know.
And for me, it's almost on the same level as like if you hit me.
Oh my god!
Like it's almost on the same level as hurting me.
Yeah, like
is
physical pain is the
me.
same as like fear. Yeah.
Like for me personally, I really, really like that's something that I don't like happening at all.
Yes.
Like obviously, I don't like being hurt physically, but I also really hate being scared.
Yeah, that's why we don't watch scary movies for that reason.
And the fact that Meiran has this like ability, I wish it wasn't that. But I guess for other people, the fear response isn't as intense as mine. So, like, for the majority of humans, like, this isn't, like, that bad of a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
We can move on.
All right, let's keep moving here. Let's plug away.
Okay. So it's getting towards evening, and then finally it's Siuan who finds Meiran in the street.
Yes.
And she's been searching for Meiran, too. One of you should have stayed still. You should have had a freaking plan.
First rule, if you get lost, you don't move.
Don't move. You've already talked about this lots of times.
Hey, I'm just telling you. Tell people again.
Again.
If you get lost.
Anyway, they're both happy to see each other.
Yes.
And they set off to an inn that Siuan's been staying at that Meiran wouldn't have looked at looking for Siuan.
Because it's too nice.
It's too nice. It's called The Evening Star.
Very nice.
Chapter title.
Okay.
So the innkeeper here, Tolvina, lets them double up on the room for just a little bit more money. And they head to Siuan's room, and so Siuan tells Meiran the news that she found the woman that they're looking for.
Yeah.
And the
Ines?
chick did not have the dragon reborn.
Yeah. Well, she does have a son, so this is the issue.
She did have a son, but she's a widow now.
She's a widow. We don't know that it's not yet the dragon reborn.
And, well...
We don't know that. That's the problem.
We
learn at the end.
Okay, we do find that out.
We do find that out, that it's not the dragon. But the issue right now is that there's a son.
They know.
She's a widow, but she's in the palace.
Right, that's what's happening right now.
That's what's happening. I know. Doing the whole, 5 chapters here, there's so much territory
It's hard to keep track of what's going on.
It's crazy, right? Okay.
So okay, good thing you're on top of things.
You would have just spoiled everything for people.
I've already done
You would have known now that this child was not the dragon reborn. And then what do we do with the series?
Then I guess what do we do with the rest of this book, not the series?
No, the series has been completely spoiled. You already know that Rand's the dragon. Anyways, the issue is she's in the palace.
She's in the palace. How do we get into the palace? So
first,
they're going to have to deal with that tomorrow, because right now, Meiran asks if there's any signs of the Black Aja, and then Siuan launches into this whole story about how the most interesting event that she's ever heard of has happened.
Yes. Okay, so I have the short notes on this.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so everybody in town is talking about a young blacksmith who's died of a broken back a couple nights ago. And in the last month, this guy has turned into an amazing speaker. He's convinced his guild to raise money for the poor who've come to the city and the refugees. And people who aren't even connected with the guild or his house or anything like that. And then he's also collected a lot of silver, and he was on his way to the guild house to turn in all the money he collected when he was killed. But the issue is none of the coin was missing or stolen.
So, yeah.
And he didn't have a mark on him besides his broken back.
So it's clearly the power.
Had to have been the power. Yeah, but that's the big thing. So Meiran, the issue is Meiran doesn't understand, okay, what does this death have to do? How does it
with
tie
anything?
into...
Who cares? And Siuan's it all matters.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's right now it doesn't quite make sense, but we do start to understand as things unfold in these chapters.
Tuck that nugget away for later.
Blacksmith, broken back, speaker.
The problem is...
Okay.
In, 4 chapters from now...
Sure.
When I was reading, and Maureen's what did this have to do with the blacksmith? It almost came out of the blue, and I had no idea what she was talking about.
Oh. Blacksmith.
No, I know.
Okay.
And then I I reread it a couple times and went, oh, okay, got it. But like right away I was like, huh? What? I thought
Where are those
Siuan was
blacksmith
sleeping
cameras?
with the servant. I don't know. I
Not
was
sleeping with-
confused.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Oh, and totally, I got some stuff we're going to talk about at the end. We got to get that.
Well, lots of stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Chapter 24.
Yes, we're moving on. Okay.
Make use of invisibility.
Making use.
Making use of invisibility.
Yes.
Same. Chapter symbols the rising sun.
Yes.
For Kyrian.
For Kyrian.
This one I got. Enter in our Meiran perspective.
Because she's Kyrianan.
Because she's Kyrianan. And she gets a dress made with all the stripes. From her knees to her... And I just cannot picture this dress looking like...
It's beautiful.
Awful.
It's wonderful.
It looks awful, I bet. I can't picture what this dress could possibly look like. Even when it was described in the Fires of Heaven, I just glazed over it because I was like, this sounds stupid. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
There's stripes on the dresses, and they signify her title.
Yes.
So, Meiran is getting dressed the next day. It's the beginning of this chapter.
Yep.
And they are ready to put their plan into motion. We don't really get what the plan is quite yet. Siuan's not happy about it. Meiran's trying to convince her that this is all good.
Yeah, and the issue is that Siuan's like, oh, you're taking all the risks. And Meiran says, we're both taking risks. And we figure out what the plan is later. Meiran's going in
it's
as...
all necessary.
Yeah, she's going in as Lady Moiraine, and Siuan's going in as the maid to Lady Moiraine.
Right.
That comes to
and
light
you know
soon.
what I appreciate? Siuan doesn't one time complain about being the maid to Meiran.
Yeah.
She understands
She gets her role. Yeah, she gets it.
It's all your background and experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember how much Matt complained?
And
about
how
being
much Nynaeve complained?
Right. Okay. Differences in characters.
There we are.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go Siuan. Now, they head into the common room of this inn and tell the innkeeper that they want to hire 2 guards as an escort for a little bit. And at first, the innkeeper's like, no.
Because you guys are probably going to get in duels or something. So
I don't know. Slap someone in the face with their glove. That's what I challenge you to a duel. That's what I think about.
Yeah, for sure.
No. Then Moiraine's like, actually, I want to go to a bank. Do you know a good one?
Yeah.
And then
she's
okay,
okay, you can go to the bank.
Okay, here's a bank you can go to.
And here's the thing.
So off they go to run some errands to the bank. Running errands to the bank.
I could have sworn we had this exact chapter already where we went to the bank and then we went to the seamstress and we got money and we got dresses and we're gonna do it again, but a little bit faster.
A little bit faster, slightly different, but the same.
But
okay, next chapter.
All right, let's. Okay, hold on.
Seriously though, that's
is
like
there
literally
anything we can pull out of it. The banker is like kind of rude because she's like, "Ooh, is this actually a letter of right?"
But it also was all smudged because she fell in a pond with it.
Yeah.
So she looks at
Meiran
calls
so
it. What
offended.
does she call it? She doesn't call it a magnifying glass.
Oh yeah,
What's the word?
Oh my goodness,
you got to find it.
Her looking glass. Okay,
No.
Okay.
And she's like offended by this word. Oh, I can't believe she would use this thing.
An enlarging glass.
An enlarging glass.
Not a magnifying glass, it's an enlarging
glass. The nerve of that woman.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's so funny.
That's all that happens at the bank. Then she gets a shit ton of gold.
Oh yeah, 10 leather pouches.
So now the letters of rights that she has, I have to ask you, because it was not clear. Are those the Tarvalin ones that she has, or is it from her own banker and her own bank? So because I know
it's not clearly defined which they are.
Because I guess it doesn't matter because it's over.
Yeah.
Like that's the issue I'm having.
I
can't wrap my head around the fact that this story doesn't continue and like this actually doesn't matter because I think everything should matter.
So I could be wrong, but it's likely that they are now in Moraine's name because she deposited Tarvalin letters into her bank and then she got letters from her bank in her own name to use.
Yeah, but she didn't want to use
the Tarvalin bank because she didn't want Tarvalin to know what she's doing all the time.
Right.
So that's why she put it with her own bank with her own name.
But the thing is, it honestly doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter.
And that's the toughest part, I think.
That is you gotta let everything we do in this book, you gotta let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
That's pretty good. But yeah, anyway, they get a whole bunch of gold.
Yep.
They get it put in their sedan chair, and then the banker's like, I hope you have bodyguards. And the Marine's like, super offended already.
And also the bodyguards are like, oh, phew, if you've got bodyguards.
Yes. The bodyguards are the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bank bodyguards are like, good, you got other bodyguards to guard the
Because
the
you
money.
guys are totally going to get mugged and killed.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get no respect around here. No respect.
Yeah, and then again, Siuan grumbles about the blacksmith who broke his back and actually says some stuff about the Black Aja very loudly.
Like, very loudly. Like, no, we got to keep this under wraps, guys. But no, apparently we're just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because some people, like, definitely hear.
Yeah, but then don't skip a beat.
Yeah. But again, you got to let it go. Because there's no after this.
There's no after this.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So, yeah, let's go visit the seamstress.
Now we go to the seamstress.
Yep.
We get the best in Chachin. We get dresses. We need them tomorrow.
More of that, too. That's like the same thing.
The seamstress says no way, except this time Meiran is much more bold.
Ah, yes.
With the seamstress.
And more money is on the table.
And much more money is on the table.
And then she says, I'll give you more money, but I'll take away some of that money if it's not fast enough.
Yeah, and the only really interesting thing that happens here is the seamstress says there's a bunch of people ordering gowns because the king of McGuire is visiting the palace.
Yes.
And Meiran is like, no, there is no king of McGuire. He died 25 years ago.
Yeah, so that is like, ooh, we know it's land. That's hilarious,
land.
But it's just a little bit inserting
All right,
the
so now
lore.
we do some fast forwarding in time.
Yes.
Because it's been 2 days.
Since she got to Chachin.
That's
so it's
right.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's rolling up in a big old carriage to the palace as the Lady Meiran Damodred.
Which is interesting that she's straight up going by her actual real name, but
and
she
not
does
as
mention
an Aes Sedai, though.
she has to go by her name because she's not going to get in the palace with just like a fake name.
No.
It's not how it works.
No. Except that no Aes Sedai stuff.
No Aes Sedai stuff.
And now Siuan is dressed as her maid by the name of Suki.
Suki. I played soccer with a Suki.
Did you?
I did.
Okay. So Siuan admits that she's totally invisible dressed as a maid, and Meiran, on the other hand, is very much out in the open for literally any Aes Sedai to find her.
Yeah, any Aes Sedai knows who the Lady Meiran Damodred is.
Oh, yes.
But that's the thing. It's like they at least know that she's accepted, most likely. But they don't necessarily know, just like the issue.
If they're out in the world.
If they're in the world and they like can recognize her, but the name itself, like before, she wasn't necessarily recognized by sight, right? Because there's no pictures attached to her.
Right.
But the name is a very clear indicator.
Very clear.
Yeah.
And so now the plan is to find out about the lady with the new baby as fast as possible and hopefully leave by tomorrow, but that plan does not go very well.
Yeah.
Because
they want to get in.
Immediately, basically, Siuan learns that this lady's in seclusion because her husband died 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Do we know anything about that guy? Was he lucky and died by suspicious circumstances?
We don't know anything about that one.
Kind of sounds maybe.
Sounds like it may be suspicious.
It's all bad news.
Yeah, it's bad. She's basically locked away, so they can't get in, so Meiran says, I'm going to have to pull my Aes Sedai card now because she'll talk to an Aes Sedai, even if she's in seclusion, so we can get out of here by tomorrow because we're going to get caught.
Right. And then the head serving lady.
Yeah, the Chatayan.
Yeah, she comes in to escort Meiran to Prince Briss.
Yes.
And so Meiran has to go that way, and Siuan is going to go hit on some young guy.
Yeah, some young soldier guy.
Soldier? I thought he was a servant.
I don't know. It's like
Footman.
Footman. I don't know if Footman. I should have looked that up, but it's like Footman is like a lowly soldier, or is it just like a?
I thought a Footman was like a guy who like runs your errands, like your errand boy.
Could be.
He like runs like he's on foot.
But you know what?
What? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But like he's lowly.
He's lowly.
And his name is Cal, and he's gonna go get hit on by Siuan.
Also, Meiran doesn't care for this.
No, she's jelly.
She doesn't. Yeah.
She's a jelly monster.
A little jelly. She is definitely a little bit jelly.
She's definitely jealous.
She's like super jealous.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Next chapter?
End of that chapter.
Oh my god.
Chapter
okay,
25.
We're busting through this.
We're flying.
Well, that's what happens when we have to revisit the bank and revisit the dressmaker.
That chapter took less than 10 minutes. That's hilarious.
If you make me repeat a bank and a seamstress again, it's like they're going to get shorter and shorter.
It was awful the first time, and it was even worse the second time.
Okay, we're going to get caught up in like the last three
chapters.
Oh, the
last
here,
stuff we got.
Okay,
we got stuff going on.
Let's do this.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. The chapter symbol is Lan's helmet.
It's good.
Do you like it?
Hang loose.
Is this better?
That's worse. That's the mess with the bull.
No, that's Bison's.
Oh, that's Bison's?
The U Manitoba where we went?
Okay.
Go Bison's.
Can pierce the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, okay.
Let's talk about the actual chapter here.
Okay.
We don't have to kill time.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So, I wasn't killing time. I was just like remembering,
All right.
Go Bison's. Okay. Meiran's perspective again.
Yeah.
Here we go. The head serving housekeeper lady is here to lead Meiran off to see Prince Briss, and they head that way while she's in her own head the whole time about this plan. She sees Bukuma and Ryan practicing in the courtyard, and she's like, the fuck?
Oh, like, what are these guys doing here?
What the hell is happening here? And so now she's definitely going to avoid them, because they'll recognize her, like, and she's
immediately.
Lady Alice to them, so, like, that's fucked. So, she's like, luckily, we're not going to go anywhere over there with 3 random soldiers.
Yeah, but she's also like, I'm not, as the Lady Meiran, I'm not going to run into 3 random soldiers. Like, why would they have, but they're not random soldiers. They're of the King of McGuire. They're like his friends.
Yeah.
Well, at least one of them is.
Yes, they are. Well, you can still be friends, even if you didn't know he was a dark friend.
Okay, that's fair.
Like him, like Lan considers this dude a friend.
That's true. He has for a long time.
Yeah.
So, shoot, anybody can be a dark friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dark friend radar was way down.
Super down. Your radar was horrible for this book. I tried hinting it a bunch of times. Like, I even talked about it. It's like, oh, hopefully they're not dark friends.
It was bad. It was down.
You know what? It's just like we were going through this book too fast.
Do you think that's what it was?
I don't
think that's what it was.
You weren't on point.
I wasn't on because I didn't know what to think or expect out of this
That's
book.
how the Black Aja gets you.
Whoa!
Is when you're not expecting it. They're like,
oh my god.
Boom.
Shit.
Now you're dead.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Gosh.
Okay. Also, another note here. Not only is Ryan probably better than Lan at sword fighting, just like he was in that game.
Better than Bukuma.
And I tried to better than Bukuma too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alright, so we get to Prince Briss, and it's a smaller setting than Lan's reception.
Yeah, it's
but
not like all the Malkieri
some
people.
of his family is here to greet her and chit chat, and there's music, and they're all sitting around chit chatting with the women and the kids. And let me tell you, Moraine hates small talk. She cannot stand this.
And she doesn't care at all with the kids.
She doesn't give a fuck. Like, there's no way.
There's, like, no regard. Just, like, doesn't care.
Nothing.
Not interested.
Nothing.
No thanks.
She does not care at all about any of this.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there to be polite. And when it finally ends, she's like, oh my god, thank god.
Yeah. Well, you know what is interesting?
Thank god that's over.
What's interesting to note, too, is that her, like, royal title, she's not nobody. She is somebody. She, as just literally herself, can get, like, a meeting essentially with the prince consort.
Oh, for sure. And his family.
Family. Like, that's a pretty big thing. Like, she's a Damodred. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but it's all good because it means her presence is accepted here.
Yeah, because the kids are, and it's like, okay, if the kids are good, if you're good, it's all good.
Yeah. So then Moraine asks Derek how he got those bruises all over his body and his face.
Yeah, and this is where it's like she totally doesn't care at all. She's barely listening to this
she's
poor 8-year-old story about how he fell off a balcony and didn't die.
Yeah, but then Moraine's ears perk up when the kid says, my father says it was Lan's luck that I wasn't killed. Lan is the king of McGuire and the luckiest man in the world. And the best swordsman.
Besides my dad, of course.
Of course. And Moraine is like, oh.
Oh, wait, what?
Shit.
Lan? That Lan?
Okay. Is there another Lan? Is there someone else named Lan?
No other Lans. That's the
no
guy.
No other Lan.
It's really funny because, like, literally all the pieces click in her brain.
And her, like, face drops.
She's, like, probably ghost-wide, like, oh, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. What's going on? And then the prince is like, are you okay?
You doing okay, champ?
And she's like, no, I'm not okay. I'm going to go be in my room for a few days. I'm weary from traveling.
Yeah.
I'm a lady.
Get one of those fans that go...
Oh, I'm just such a sensitive lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, to be fair, when I travel, I always feel terrible.
Fuck, I hate
it's
traveling.
Just the worst.
I know.
Like, everything just gets, like, I don't even know what it is.
I know, it just drags you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like my body's trying to shut down.
And, like, we don't have to ride on horses for days.
It's
so.
like in a car or on a plane. It's
yeah.
Like, my body can't do this. I'm gonna need, like, 6 days to recover here.
Yeah. I need a vacation from my vacation. That's my favorite saying.
Yeah, it's good. It's
good.
All
right, so when that meeting is over, Moraine is being led back to her rooms, like super worried about running into Lan.
Yeah.
And then she runs into freaking Meiran.
Meiran, is that what it is? Okay.
Meiran, that's what we're going with.
Mistress of Novices.
Okay, I have to say, I didn't know who this was. I already lost track of all the names of the Aes Sedai.
Oh my god, this is the ex-Mistress of Novices. Come on.
I went back and I looked.
Okay.
But
she's the one.
Because I got her and Meilan mixed up.
She's dead now.
Meilan's dead now?
She's dead. All the searchers, they're all dead.
And Meiran was a
dead.
searcher?
Meiran was like the most powerful one. She was the white Aja. She was like, Elida was even being super respectful. That's the one
Yeah,
that
I know, who was really strong.
She's dead now. They're all dead.
Yes, I know that.
It is a massacre.
Terrible. Just terrible.
There have been casualties. And it's like, you don't even care.
I care. I just can't keep all these names straight. Okay, but anyways, Meiran is the mistress of novices,
The
ex-mistress of novices, and she was the one who was at the inn.
Yeah, in
with
Canloom. Yep.
Cadswain
Yep.
and
All those guys. All those.
and the other one, Laurel or something.
Yeah, Laurel. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. Nailed it. Okay.
Okay. So she is not happy to see Meiran here, which is interesting because, like, you'd think she followed her there or something.
Meiran wasn't supposed to leave Canloom.
Oh, right.
Cadswain was like, you better not leave, otherwise I'm
well,
gonna beat
and then
you.
Meiran was supposed to leave with them.
So they probably got in trouble from Cadswain for, like, letting her get away. But, I mean, does it actually matter?
But she's
because
surprised
of
to
who
see
she
her
is?
in the palace as Meiran Damodred.
Yeah, it's like, what
Yeah.
the heck are you doing here? And that's why all the dialogue is like, oh, are you looking for Cadswain? So,
Yes. Because Meiran blurts out, "Are you alone?"
yeah.
And Meiran says, "Laurel went her own way, probably south."
Yeah, because those two were supposed to go with her.
Together to Chachin.
But now, that's not happening, so Laurel...
And Meiran's like, "I don't get it.
Yeah.
Are you Black Aja? Because it sounds like you're lying. Can Black Aja lie?"
Oh my god, what's happening here?
Oh my god, it sounds like they can lie.
And I can't believe your Black Aja radar detector's not going off like, wee you, come on. Like, the amount of times Meiran thinks about literally every character in this book being a Black Aja. It's like, you're a dark friend, you're a dark friend, you're a dark friend.
Yes.
Yeah. And you were just, like, not having any of it.
Yeah.
That's okay. You've got more books to make up ground.
I think I have to tell you, my biggest issue with this book, like I said at the beginning, is it's just this confined story.
Yeah.
And even if someone's a Black Aja or a dark friend,
Doesn't matter.
it's of zero consequence. Or, like, maybe it's not, but, like, it seems like it kind of is.
It would matter more if the character we found out was a Black Aja
shows up later. Cedar,
but it's, like, clearly the one that we know for sure is Black Aja. She doesn't make it out of here alive.
She did not.
So.
Done it.
Yeah, but it's like all the people who are confirmed.
I feel like my issue for the most part is I was having a hard time caring.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Can I say that? Can I be just like, can I be blunt with everybody? Can I be honest?
Say, I was not emotionally attached.
Yeah, I wasn't invested.
Wasn't invested in the
I
characters.
wasn't invested in this story enough to really put all of my investigatory insight into play. I don't know what it was, but
yeah,
like it was an interesting story and I liked reading it actually.
Yeah,
it was fine, it was good.
Yeah.
But it just did not have the same impact on me as the other books in this series I've read.
Yeah, no,
and I mean, we're like sort of halfway through this episode, but
I get it.
I just gotta lay it out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, is everyone a Black Aja? Probably.
Yeah.
So.
And then Meiran was like, "Oh, what about Cadswain? Is she here?"
I still don't think Cadswain is.
Okay.
I think Cadswain actually possibly might show up later in the series.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just
She's super old.
I know.
And she said earlier, like, I might die in 3
maybe
years.
something about her shows up later. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like she's more influential in the tower. You know, like as one of the strongest and oldest.
Yes.
If she's still alive.
Sure.
Then she'll show up.
A very old woman.
Yes.
In a rocking chair.
Except that no, because they don't get old. They just die, right?
Yeah, that's true. She could be in a rocking chair.
Well, I mean, like, I like rocking chairs.
Anyways, Cadswain's not here either.
No. So the meeting with Meiran goes very poorly, but they part ways, and Meiran is left wondering if she was one of Tamra's searchers, or if Laurel is dead. Or
her brain like goes crazy.
Oh
spiraling.
My god, it spirals!
Like so many things that it could be.
Like crazy. And so the girl guiding Meiran realizes that she also must be an Aes Sedai, and she's like, "I won't tell anyone."
Yeah,
but like other people were listening, so
because
it doesn't
why
even matter.
would an Aes Sedai talk to you like that?
Yeah, and Meiran has a new plan, and it's to go pay a visit to Lan right now.
Let's do it. Okay.
Right effing now. So they make it to Lan's apartments, and the girl introduces Meiran with all the titles, and they're all very shocked when the response is like,
"No,
I don't want to talk to some stupid Aes Sedai.
No thanks.
No thank you.
No visitors."
And the door closes on them, but we get later that Lan is trapped in his room.
Yeah, he literally is not allowed to leave.
He's
He is
literally
confined to
trapped
his
because
room.
his stupid little lock of hair is tied to the door.
Yeah.
And he can't untie it until Idane comes back to let him out of his room. It's garbage. I hate this.
Yeah.
Okay, move on.
Some customs should die.
Yeah, I'm not okay with it.
Don't worry, they're gone at the end of this book.
Well, some of them. Okay. Now, Moiraine is not having this.
Yeah.
So she literally shoves in. There she goes. She, like, opens the door and shoves in anyway.
Yeah, she shoves. I think you said shoves him. Like,
no, shoves
lands
in.
on the inside. Yeah.
Shoves
She shoves
into
inside
the
the door.
room.
And the serving people are like, what is happening?
Yeah, they don't stop her,
Okay.
and Lan is shirtless inside practicing his sword, and he sees who it is, and he goes, oh, so you're Aes Sedai and a Damodred. No thanks. I'm waiting for somebody, and she won't be happy to find you here.
Yeah.
And Moiraine
That's Edane,
is
obviously.
like, ugh, your lady lover doesn't have to worry about me. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
I love the power move. This is such a big move she pulls here.
Oh, when she pulls the chair over to sit in it?
No, what she
Oh.
said, the words.
Oh, the word.
Not the chair. Like, I mean, the chair
That's
thing
a
is
move.
like cool.
That's the literal power move.
The power move is okay. The power words are
The
what
power
I like.
words. Okay.
Yes.
What are the power words, Brett?
She says, "I came for your help. There was a pledge made and held since the War of the 100 Years that Malkier would ride when the White Tower called. I am Aes Sedai, and I call you."
Oh yeah, that is good. And then Lan is like, actually, I'll help you, but you have to answer a question
Answer
of mine.
these riddles 3. But yeah, no, it does seem like it's maybe like a Malkieri custom move too that she's pulling on him. Like, hey, drawing on this old thing that they used to do.
Yep.
So anyways, the story goes, or the question that Lan has, is that when Malkier died, Shinar and Arafel sent men. They couldn't stop the flood of Shadowspawn, and Kandor and Saldea. So all the Borderlanders, they all sent men that way, right, to go help out. And, you know, we rode with the White Tower for 900 years, so where were y'all when
Malkiel
Malkier fell?
fell.
Yes. Yeah. So the answer, according to Moiraine, is technically sealed to the tower, which sounds superficial.
And she's told,
yeah.
like, she is told that she should not be sharing this.
Yeah, and like sealed to the tower is capitalized, so it's like it's an official stance.
Yes.
So don't say it.
Well, it's mostly because they failed, and
Yeah.
they don't want anyone to ever know. It's like why...
Terrible.
It's like why they never talk about the women who fail their testing.
Yeah.
They
it's
just,
like,
like,
don't talk about your
disappear.
It's
You
terrible.
don't talk about your
That's
failures.
just I strongly disagree with this strategy
Yeah.
because like, hey, own up to your mistakes and maybe people might trust you more in the world.
Maybe.
Versus if you're just liars and people think that you're just not going to show up.
Fair.
So that's the thing is they did try. They sent like 100 sisters to go help, but they were too late. And so they decided to just not tell anyone that they even tried to go. And they'd rather just people think that, hey,
that
you
they're
know what?
like flakes.
No, they do what they do for their own reasons and you just don't understand.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not really how it comes across.
So Lan has been asking a lot of sisters this too. Like
And
he
they all
has
dance
asked.
around the question, and they don't.
Yeah.
They don't answer it.
Moiraine already has so much penance built up in the backlog that she's like,
Whatever. I'm just
Whatever.
gonna share it. And then
Yeah.
she's like, I have plans for him anyway. And if we're to be like, basically, what she's thinking in her head is, if we're to be Aes Sedai and Warder, we have to like
Gotta
be
share.
honest.
Gotta
We have
share.
to share.
Yeah.
And then the answer seems good enough for Lan, so he says he'll help. And Moiraine tells him that there is another sister in the palace right now, and Moiraine needs to know where she goes, what she does, and who she meets. And then Lan says he won't be able to do this himself, and he sort of glances at his gross hair.
Yeah, she does actually. When Moiraine walks in, she like notices that there's like the hair tied to it, and
Yeah.
she's like, "What is
Yeah.
happening?"
And then Moraine's like, not you specifically, maybe one of the Malkieri who have gathered here to follow you. And then Lan says, I'll ask Bukuma and Ryan to watch her. And then Moiraine says, just Bukuma, and don't tell him why.
Good call. Not enough though.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Now, Moiraine goes back to her room, and she finds Siuan here. So the Lady Iselle is also here.
Yeah, so that's Edane's daughter.
Okay. And she's also terrible.
Yeah, she's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the one
We're
who's
all
like,
on the same page about her being terrible?
yeah, she's not evil. She's not a dark
She's
friend.
assertive.
She's assertive. But that's the thing, is like she's the one who we find out in the next chapter. She's the one who like led Prince Briss and his son
She didn't know
under-
what she was doing.
under orders of the Aes Sedai. Like, yeah.
And
So
like
she's
possibly some sort of weave of like some sort of something.
not possibly. So
That's
the
what
whole,
it kind of seemed
one
like.
thing that I do, I don't like to ascribe like compulsion type stuff unless I absolutely have to, because people can be shitty on their own without the help of a weave.
Okay. I'll take it.
She can be terrible just because she's terrible.
That's fine. And I don't know if she's terrible or if she's just misguided and really doesn't quite know what she's doing or what's going on.
Yeah, and like why would she not trust an Aes Sedai?
And she clearly wants to go to the tower, so that's what we get into here, because apparently she can channel. She has a spark or something, or thinks she might.
That's what it seems like.
Or she literally just wants to go to see if she can learn. She wants Moiraine's help to go to the White Tower to become an Aes Sedai. She's going to be a green and marry one of her warders. Yeah. This is such like a 17-year-old.
Oh, 100%. It's like the Rand.
Vision for her life.
I wouldn't mind marrying Lan, but like having Lan as my first lover.
Kinyera or whatever it's called. But, you know, if her mother wasn't his, and Moiraine's like, huh? What?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then Moiraine tries to deflect and is like, maybe you should wait to see if you can even go to the tower if you have the spark before you choose your Aja. And it sounds like, oh, I was tested years ago. I'm going to be super strong. But my mother says I'm going to be the queen of Malkier one day, and that means I have to marry Lan, and I don't want to. So if I go to the tower and an Aes Sedai tells mother I have to go to the tower,
then I don't have to marry Lan and be queen of Malkier. So Edain clearly has this big old plan.
And you know what? I actually didn't think this was that bad.
So, well, the interesting thing...
She's annoying and terrible, but her, like, she clearly doesn't want to marry Lan, who her mother's banging, and I get it.
I get it, too. But the whole thing is, like, she's going to do whatever her mom tells her to, but it is also interesting because back in the day, Bukama was worried, like, hey, those 6 dudes, were they actually sent by Edain? Does Edain have this master plan to, like, kill Lan?
Oh, and I thought for sure she did.
And it doesn't seem like that's actually true
now.
No,
I don't believe that.
It seems like her master plan was
Not
get
anymore.
Lan to marry her daughter.
That's her plan now that she sees that Lan's alive.
Yeah.
And hasn't been murdered along the way.
Okay, so plan changed, not...
This is plan C.
Interesting.
Plan A was having Lan dead in the first place, so she can be queen and rally everybody to her in Lan's name. Plan B was getting him killed along the way and then, like, body discarded, so it seems like he died a long time ago.
Interesting.
When she found out he's still alive.
Plan C.
Plan C, okay, he made it here, he didn't die, he's clearly difficult to kill, I'll just marry my daughter.
Yeah, and then it's like a queen-mother situation, kind of like Game of Thrones, where it's like, I'm actually in charge here.
That's right.
Cool.
That's where we're at.
Got it.
Speculation-wise.
Nailing this. Great.
Am I?
But you know what?
Am I wrong?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. That sucks. This is the worst part about this. Okay.
I'm sorry. No, it's
No. You're good. But now we're like 2 years in, 5 books in. This is how I read books now.
Yeah.
And so it's like weird that it actually doesn't matter.
Well, you know what it is doing? It's filling in backstory and why Lan is doing what he did.
Yeah.
Like his whole thing was like, you know, we kind of had the implication that he was going to bond to Moiraine so that he could get out of marrying Yselle. Yeah. Which made sense.
But clearly she doesn't marry him, and then all this stuff happens. And like maybe
and she dies.
Well, yeah, that too. But yeah.
Yeah. So like the reason why he bonded to is different than what it's led us to believe.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. Anyways, Yselle gets kicked out.
Yeah, and so once she's gone, Siuan says that she spent some time making out with Cal, and Moiraine is like, hey, don't do that. And Siuan says, well, it's been a long time since, you know, either of us kissed a pretty man.
Yeah.
So, like, so what? Let me have some fun.
Yeah.
And Moiraine's like, no, I'm jealous.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
And don't do any more.
And don't do any more. And Siuan says, well, I'm going to do a little more.
Just a little bit.
Chill.
Yeah.
Be cool. Moiraine's like, I don't want to be cool. Anyway, okay. It goes on. It goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. So Moiraine tells Siuan what she learned, and Siuan is like most upset about this Lan thing.
Yeah,
not the Meiran thing. And so only a giant fool would claim the throne of a dead country.
The thing is, they don't know that Lan's not the one doing this.
Exactly. And so they discuss the time is running out to get to the lady who had the possible Dragon Reborn child.
Yeah, because
the whole reason why they're here, in case you forgot.
Doing this thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And now Meiran is here, and so Siuan goes off to learn what she can and probably do more with the dude that Moiraine doesn't want her to do something.
Well, and we do find out that she does, in fact, figure out this stuff about the baby not being the right one.
She does. And so it's into nighttime when Siuan finally comes back with that news.
Yeah.
Because apparently Bukama met up with her and told her that what have I been calling her?
Yeah, you just switch back and forth. It's fine.
Meiran.
We only got one more chapter with her, so 2 more chapters.
Had spent almost the entire day with the prince before going to her apartments for the night. So we got really nothing there.
Yeah, so the whole thing is that Meiran,
Apparently, a couple episodes ago, when I said her name and I was confused about it, it sounded like I said Moraine.
Oh.
And people were like, Dani doesn't know who Moraine is. She's losing her mind.
Okay.
But I know who Moraine is.
We just don't know how to pronounce
this is
Meiran.
Meiran. Merean.
Meiran. Anyways. Marianne?
And I didn't know that No, it's not Marianne.
The fact is, Marianne here.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
She didn't spend any time with the potential dragon reborn child. So they're like, why isn't she spending any time with that? Like, trying to figure that out.
That's the
If
thing.
she's a searcher or Black Aja, why isn't she trying to, like, do that?
And, like, maybe she is, just in her own way.
Yeah, and, like, maybe, but that's clearly not what's happening.
No.
So, okay.
Wait, it's not?
Yeah, this isn't Rand.
Oh, no, I know that, but they're trying to kill all of them. Anyone.
Not really.
I thought that they were all just trying to kill all the boys who were close to the foretelling thing.
But that's wrong. That's the thing. We find that out.
Okay.
They don't know that it's a baby. We learn that. They don't know that the Dragon Reborn is a baby. They have no idea the time frame.
Well, I have to tell you, though, that is Siuan and Moraine's speculation.
Wait, you think they might be wrong?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, maybe.
Name, like, one time they've ever been wrong.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That's what they think, but, like, we don't know what they actually know. We don't know that they know what we know that we think that they know.
That's true. That's true, too. That's all accurate information.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next chapter. Are we done here?
Almost. Oh, we find out the boy's not the boy.
Yeah. Born on the wrong day.
Okay, the end. Chapter 26 is technically the last chapter in the book. And technically the last chapter in the book. Is this one your favorite?
This is my favorite chapter.
Okay.
Obviously. This is like the most action-packed.
Yeah, this is it.
Plus the twists and turns, and it's like, boom.
Kind of confusing, though.
Twisty-turvy.
I do have to tell you. I think I might actually go with, like, the pond water.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was like, actually a competition, like Lan and Moraine meeting, like the official meet.
That was less confusing.
I just like this one because
or
it's
the one where Moraine gets her confidence in the whole, like, shield Lan, shield herself when he gets shot by the arrow.
Okay, yeah.
The guy's after her, which turns out that none of that matters either in the story.
We don't really know.
We never get a wrap up to that.
It's convoluted.
Like, what the hell is the point of all that? Whatever. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, chapter 26 is called When to Surrender.
And when do you surrender?
When you can't reach the power anymore.
Nope.
When
you
are dead.
Oh,
okay, I remember now. Okay. I was like, I don't know, when you have to drop the chick to her death because you suck? I don't know.
I can't believe you're going to say that.
Maybe you should be stronger, Moraine.
That's so mean.
Well, I really thought she was going to save this chick, and she does not. So
yeah, well.
Everyone dies. That's the end. Let's get to it.
Let's get there.
Chapter symbol, Dark Friends.
Yes.
2 faces, black and white.
Yes.
Now we are in our Lan perspective. One of the 8?
Yes. One of the 8.
One of the 8. Lan is slipping through the hallways of the palace. He's been freed from his room, from his chamber.
Yeah, he did.
So he's slipping through as quietly as possible because he knows that basically every serving girl in the palace is under Edain's commands, to tell her about his location and what he's doing. So he's sneaking around and he hides just in time to see 2 women come out of a room to stop and talk. And it's Isel and Meiran. I think how I was saying it at the beginning of this is right.
Meiran?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Anyways.
Meiran. That can't be right.
I think that's right.
I think that's wrong.
Whatever.
Most importantly, he's wearing a sword, and he's like, oh, I shouldn't be wearing my sword. This is stupid. But it's a good thing he's wearing his sword.
He feels naked without it.
Yeah. And also, what are these 2 up to?
Sneaking.
Yeah.
What were you doing then?
Yeah. You did it. That's a Lord of the Rings reference.
That's my favorite Lord of the Rings
Well, what
reference.
were you doing? Sneaking.
Sneaks? You think Smeagol sneaks?
Well, what were you doing then?
Sneaking.
Ah, you did it.
I did it.
All right. Okay. I'll go get the liquor.
It's not down here.
There's liquor down here.
Oh, there is?
Of course there is.
Okay, go get it. Oh, over there. That one? Yeah. You gonna get bubblegum or blackberry? Blackberry whiskey, please. Okay, Lan is sneaking. Cheers.
Cheers to Lan sneaking. Okay.
I always hold my breath because when you breathe out, that's the worst.
Okay.
But I'm okay. That was good. That was a good choice. Switch it up for the whiskey. Okay. Isel and Black Aja chick are chatting.
And the question is it before, after, whereabouts
Before,
with the
after
whole
what?
Moraine meeting? Where Isel goes in with Moraine.
Oh, after.
So this is after
Oh, for
Isel
sure
got
this
kicked
is
out?
after. Yeah, because, we're in timeline here.
Okay, I just want to check.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a trick question. I'm just like clarifying.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't concerned. I wasn't
Okay.
confused at all because it seems like Moraine and Isel were talking, or we run into Meiran, then Isel's there, and then Lan is trapped for days.
Yeah.
And now he's out.
Okay.
So obviously this is after that.
Well,
Yes?
okay.
No?
It's not, Lan hasn't been trapped in his room for 2 days since Moraine met with him.
No, I know that.
Okay.
Before that, though.
Yeah.
And the meeting with Moraine and Meiran and Moraine and Siuan and Isel happened, like, right when Lan was still trapped.
And we get the 2-day time frame, both with Moraine being like 2 days in Chachin, and then she's in the palace.
For 2 days.
And then 2 days that Lan has been trapped in his room. So, timeline, it all lines up.
Okay. So now we've been told that Edain has made it clear to Lan that she's going to announce his marriage to Isel soon.
Yes.
Even though nobody's on board with this shit.
Yeah.
So, although that also means that Edain won't technically have power over him anymore because she has to hand his disgusting lock of hair over. And then it will be more just like a symbolic gesture of the past rather than actual like control of like with the hair, it seems like.
Hopefully.
Because only the Kenyara whatever is the one who
has that like
has
weird,
that right.
But then it's like it's your wife or whatever, so
yeah, different kind of control.
Different kind of control. But the issue is that it's still going to be like her mom's in control of Isel.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
Queen Mother, exactly.
Queen Mother situation, and then Lan's still hooped.
And Lan does not want to be the king of Melchior, the dead nation.
Right, he doesn't want that either. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then Lan thinks to himself, like, hey, the only thing you can do when you're facing an opponent, if you can't defeat them, you gotta run, unless your death can serve a greater purpose, but Bukama is the only one holding him here right now. So that's like his only lifeline left. So that's why he's going off, it seems like, to go and find Bukama.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really even consider why he's sneaking around right now. I guess I thought maybe he's sneaking around to spy on Meiran for Moraine.
No, Lan's gonna run away. That's what he thinks to himself. He's like, the only thing you can do...
I'm getting the F out of here.
Yeah, the only thing you can do when you face an opponent, if you can't beat them, you gotta run.
Okay,
unless you can die. And he's like, I don't want to die.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna run, but I gotta talk to Bukama first.
Got it.
About all this.
So now, Meiran gives a sharp gesture while talking to Isel. Isel nods eagerly, and then goes back the way that they came. And then Meiran watches for a minute, and then follows her.
Yes.
So... Lan doesn't have any time to wonder about what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
Because you can go crazy trying to figure out what Aes Sedai are up to.
Yeah.
So this is why he also doesn't question Moraine about her schemes because, Aes Sedai, I'm out.
Can't figure it out.
Yeah. So, this is where we learn that he's going to go talk to Bukama because he is running...
away. He's running away.
He's running away. And this is going to put an end to his marriage plan.
Yes.
Now.
And that's also going to kill the support that Edain has if he's just like gone. And people know he's run away. Like he doesn't like it because it's whole honor cord.
It'll sort of kill that because she was doing just fine with him gone.
Yeah.
And like the majority of people don't actually know that he's still alive.
That's true. But he's crossing his fingers, but he can't do it without talking to his BFF.
His buddy first. So
pour one out.
He gets to the top of the staircase and then suddenly, like as if his ankles have been pulled out from him, he is falling down the stairs. And he knows to just like go limp.
Yep. And
go with it. So like part luck, but also part super badass skill.
Who else did that?
Me. I fall down the stairs all the time. No, just kidding. What?
Well, you do that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Our child.
Oh, him too.
He falls down the stairs too.
Perrin. We had that whole thing about Perrin and wasn't it Fael go tumbling down the stairs?
They do.
Yeah.
Into the swords.
Into the store.
At the bottom of the stairs. That's where you keep a barrel of swords.
We had a whole conversation with like proper technique to fall down the stairs, I think. At least I did in my own brain. So.
Yeah, everyone's just fine. Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, he's not fine. That's the problem. He's not like dead and he hasn't broken any bones because he did it properly. But Lan is not doing well here.
Okay. I didn't really get that.
Yeah.
I didn't get that
Meiran
feeling.
even picks up like he's not moving well.
Okay.
And it's not going to go well when he fights Ryan.
It actually goes okay.
Not really.
Well, who's the one who's dead?
That's only because Ryan made a mistake.
Yeah, but...
You get that too.
It's fine.
But if he was like 100% quality...
Well, he's not, so the end. That's luck for you.
Okay.
Alright, so he falls down the stairs, he
Yeah.
doesn't die, he's at the bottom, and he's like, oh my god, something's weird about this. I got shoved in the back, and my ankles were pulled out from me.
And nobody was around me.
It's clearly the power, and I said I tried to kill me. Was it Moraine?
He must have been. Let's go confront her.
Yeah.
But not yet.
No time for that now.
Yes.
Because another man comes running in for Lan to tell him that Bukuma has been attacked, and he might still be alive, but Lan's like, nah, I know he's not. Because, no one's gonna leave him alive if there was an attack. And so he gets to Bukuma face down, bloodied, dagger rising up from his back, and then Lan says the whole prayer for him.
Yeah, it's sad. It's so sad because like Bukama was the last guy,
and he was like, "How could anyone have gotten so close to do this?"
And you think, and Bukama's face
Ryan.
was like super shocked.
Well, there was shock in his dead eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Anyway, okay.
he was.
Okay. So Lan knows that Bukuma's dead because he let himself get involved in Aes Sedai schemes and blames himself, and he gets up and starts running
towards somebody.
Someone.
And it's Moraine.
It's Moraine. And then perspective change.
Love it. Love it. I don't love the fact that Bukama is dead because like I was saying, we gotta like just announce the fact that he was the last guy alive who had carried Lan and trained him from like a child. It's sad. It's sad.
It's like Lan's closest family, like his dad.
That's like basically
right?
surrogate father,
Yes.
and everyone is dead now.
And he's just like dead.
Yeah.
By his friend's hand.
Yes.
Ugh. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Black Aja, dark friends, don't care for him.
Bad.
No thanks,
Bad guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Moraine is in her room, and then there's a crash of the door, and like shouting of her serving maids, and so she gets up and embraces Saidar, and like this must be bad. Like here, I know it's the Borderlands, but we have no real mention of like the women's apartments, but I can only assume that that's what's happening here.
Okay.
Like and him crashing in here, like this must be like
this is not good. This is definitely a bad
all the serving maids are like, get out of here.
Yeah. That's a good good impression.
I think it must
I
be
think the hands would be more up like this, like, oh no.
Ooh, get out. Should we keep like this?
Oh man, okay.
I think it's more than just like, oh, she's a lady and you're interrupting.
Also, this armed man is like busting through the doors of this lady Moraine.
Yeah, also that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of bad
so
things about
Moraine
this.
embraces Saidar, and Lan comes through the inner door and shuts the serving women out. So it's just them, and they're having a stare down.
This is where she's like, oh man, he doesn't look so good right now, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Totally thinks about murdering him.
Lan gets straight to the point, though.
She thinks about murdering him first.
Well, yeah, but then she doesn't. So
She's like, I could totally wrap him up in air, and I have this dagger.
Moraine, no thanks.
She's just like thinking about what she could do.
She knows she's not gonna.
No.
Anyway, Lan gets straight to the point.
That's what happened to Swan's warder.
Oh.
To go there, I gotta bring it up. I'm sorry.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get the Swan finding her warder story.
Yeah, we don't get that.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Ulrich?
No, we barely care about this story. You think we care about Swan and her story?
Oh my god.
We barely care about Moraine and Lan's backstory. Like, we got it already, and that was enough.
Oh my
this
god.
is like...
Stop! You're offending everybody here.
No, everybody feels this way about New Spring, and I get why.
Okay, let's go.
This is the good part, though.
Okay.
You ready to get into the good part?
Yeah, let's do it.
Lan says Bukuma's dead with a knife in his heart, which confused me. Because, yeah, I get it, but, like, I had to go back and read and make sure that it was, like, knife in his back.
Your heart can be reached through your front or your back.
I know, but, like, it's just in, like, when you think about the writing and you think about the visuals, in your heart is the front and in your back is the back. Okay, anyway, here we are.
Knives go through people.
Okay, and then he goes, someone tried to kill me with the one power, and I thought it was Meiran. And she went following after his cell, and I think she saw me, and then that leaves you. And then Moraine's like, yeah, perhaps I shouldn't have asked Bukama to watch, that chick, because she's super dangerous.
Yeah.
And
this is where Moraine's like, okay, for sure, she's Black Aja.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so she tells Lan that if he cares about her, about Iselle, not Moraine, he should get her away from Meiran.
Yes. Yeah, and this is interesting because Lan's like, well, she's safe enough because I saw her hurrying somewhere with Briss and Derek.
Right.
So that had to have been because he saw her going away, from...
The Bukama scene? Is that when he saw that?
It's we don't actually see him seeing that scene.
But
he says he saw that.
He says he saw
which is super important for the next setup here.
Okay, so Meiran cuts off Lan with a hand up, and he obeys her, which surprises her, and she thinks furiously. So Meiran with Estelle with Briss and Derek, and Meiran with trying to kill Lan. She starts to see this pattern, and she says to Lan, "Where would Briss go for privacy? Somewhere he could not be seen or heard."
Yeah.
And Lan says, "Oh, I know, the walk on the west side of the palace. If there's danger to Briss, we must go now and rouse the guards."
Yeah,
and
no
Meiran's
time.
like, no time, let's go now. So they take off, running through the palace as fast as they can.
Yeah.
Meiran thinks about how she's afraid because Meiran is considerably stronger than she is.
Plus, she's been an Aes Sedai for 100
100 years, shit.
She's been an Aes Sedai for more than 100 years before Moiraine's great-grandmother was even born.
Oh, shit. Oh, she's old.
Yeah, but we know Aes Sedai...
200 years?
Probably.
Is that what that would be?
Yeah.
I don't have time to do this math.
Yeah, easy. 200 years. She's been Aes Sedai for 200 years. She's old and she knows what's
strong,
up.
and she knows what's going on. And how long has she been Black Aja for?
And that shows pretty quickly.
Yeah, and this is fucked up considering she was the mistress of novices for how freaking long, being a Black Aja.
That's a good place to recruit some new dark friends, right? Position of power.
Oh,
am I right? Boom.
Interesting take.
Boom.
That's an interesting take.
Well, why wouldn't it be?
No, I'm just saying it's
if I was Black Aja, I'd try to get in a position of power where I can recruit people.
Oh, you're a good black friend. I mean,
Black Aja friend.
Dark friend, Black Aja.
No,
you'd be good at that.
See, that's the thing. You got to think like the criminal. You got to get inside their brain and how would you do it if you were them? That's how I would do it.
Right. Good. Okay.
I would try to be like the Amaryl.
All right. Plus, if Siuan were here, it would be super helpful, but Siuan's not, so get over it.
Yeah.
Now.
Ooh, second in command to the Amarylin, like Alviarin.
Oh, that's a good spot. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
It's a good spot.
I didn't know what you were talking about, but yeah, no.
I was thinking positions of power. It's you don't want to be the president, you want to be the vice president. You want to be
Sure.
second in command there.
Yeah,
you know how it works.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So they make it to the spot where they see Meiran, and it's a bad scene all around.
Things heat up real fast.
In 3 seconds, and then they're also over in 3 pages.
Yes.
So
fast. So many things happen. Okay.
All right. Meiran is holding Saidar. She's holding Briss and Derek in bonds and gags near the railing of the balcony. And now, at this point, I didn't realize how far above the ground we are.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the tower.
Yeah.
Up on the tower balcony. Which, why does a tower have a balcony, number one? That's not safe.
They mentioned that Chachin is the city of mountains.
Oh, and it's up in the highest. Oh. Because, at one point, later on,
yeah,
we probably won't discuss it, but it's someone's thrown over the side or let go over the side and crashed down on the rooftops.
Yes.
So it's very high.
Yeah.
This isn't just a little walkway, one story.
Canloom is the city of hills and Chachin is the city of mountains. It's
Yeah.
literally a mountain that this palace is built into because this is the biggest
Okay, so they're up on this balcony, which not safe. This balcony, they shouldn't have it.
Well, there's a railing. They just don't expect people to pick you up with air and then go push and then go ha.
Well,
and then fall to your death.
Not safe.
Okay.
This is why hotel windows don't open fully anymore.
This is why? Okay.
this is
oh,
the
you're
reason.
not totally wrong. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So
I mean, it's one of the reasons.
Okay, we gotta get. So Iselle is also
frowning at the princess. And
she's not in bonds.
She's confused. It looks as to what's going on.
Yes.
Which means that she's also not a bad guy.
She's not a bad guy.
Kind of dumb. She's no, not dumb. That's the wrong word. She was eager to get out of her current predicament and thought she could trust Aes Sedai.
That is a super nice way to put everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's literally what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then what is she in the middle of saying?
I couldn't bring Derek to you without his father, but I did make sure that no one knows.
Yes.
But I mean, she still, I think, is relatively innocent here.
Yeah. No, that's fair. If someone asks you to do something that sounds weird and feels weird.
But
and
it's an Aes
doesn't make
Sedai,
sense.
and you really want to go become an Aes Sedai, and you're
Yeah.
17, and you don't want to marry your mother's lover.
Hey,
You're gonna do
if
some
it sounds
strange
weird
things.
and your gut's like, this is weird,
No,
then
no,
like
no.
at least tell somebody.
No.
Yeah.
Not if I just
God.
told you the predicament for a
Okay.
17-year-old girl who doesn't want to marry her mother's lover and then trusts a 200-year-old Aes Sedai.
Shoot. Okay. Anyways, this is also terrible because this is like a
And then Moiraine's like, yeah, with like a teeny
a
tiny amount
shield. Like I would open up with like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
This is a Ravine situation again, where it's like,
Literally throw your belt knife.
yeah,
Throw your knife at her.
yeah. Well, or just like burn her to like burn, like fight,
Burn.
not shield. Don't try and capture her. Kill her.
Yeah.
Kill her till she's dead immediately.
Yeah, try to slice her from the power.
Open with a killing blow.
Yes. Yeah, this was a bad move.
Yeah.
But then Moiraine goes on to learn how to bale fire. So I think
She learns to not, and she doesn't like talk about it after. She doesn't do
no,
the
no,
monologuing.
but she does. And she eventually is like, shit, this is how shit should go.
This is how you kill. You just like open with the killing move, and then they're dead. And then, you know,
If I was the actress, this would be my
that is more like
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Kamehameha.
Is that what that is?
But
Okay.
anyways, it's not.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Oh.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. They're very interchangeable in my brain.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
Okay.
I just don't know my...
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. Okay. So Moiraine attacks with everything she can do, everything she can muster,
And it sucks.
and it's like, yeah, it wasn't good enough. Okay.
No, it was not. And then she just like drains herself
We
from
didn't even
literally
talk about the fact
nothing.
that Ryan's just standing here like an idiot.
Oh, looking
Ugh.
like smug.
Smug.
There's that
Walking
smudgeness.
around like, okay.
Arrogance and smudgeness.
yeah.
All right. Her attack does nothing. Meiran is like, you suck.
Yeah. But this is also where she's like, hey,
Hey,
you
Ryan
killed the other
killed
guy.
the spy.
That's Bukama.
Because they know that Bukama was the spy. So this is all Moiraine's fault, really. It's all Moiraine's fault that these people are dead, and she should feel bad. And
She does feel
says,
bad.
see if you can kill the younger one. Q, Lan and Ryan, sword fight, over there.
Yeah. Also interesting to note, the plan was to get Dirk here alone.
Mm-hmm. Because he's the lucky one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just like confirmed because Isel was like, oh,
we'll
I
confirm it later about
couldn't
why.
just get the one.
We'll
Yeah.
get there.
About why they think that it's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, attacking over there with Ryan and Lan. And then Meiran and Moiraine have a showdown, but like a not very good one. And Meiran strikes at Moiraine with a shield and is way stronger, and it's this whole thing.
Yeah.
Moiraine
Keep in mind,
severs. She keeps just like severing the flows. Sever the flows. Cut. She's in defense mode.
And Moraine's like got the like everybody up in bonds and stuff too, so she's dividing her flows and she's still way stronger.
She's
so
trying to like
it is interesting to
You're
note.
talking
though.
about Meiran. I thought you said Moiraine.
Okay, I didn't.
Say it again.
Meiran.
Meiran
is
has
dividing
everybody
her flows.
on trapped.
Okay, so Meiran has everybody up in flows of air.
Sorry.
And she's dividing her flows between that and fighting Moiraine. So plus she's way stronger than Moiraine is.
Yeah.
So the issue here is that when we look at power levels of Aes Sedai, we did get in this book that there's like a few levels of like very, very strong people, and Moiraine might be that.
Eventually.
But then everybody
but not
dies.
Yet.
But everybody dies.
Yeah, that's true.
And then now Moiraine is like one of the top 10 most powerful Aes Sedai.
That's right.
So it's like we lost a whole lot of very powerful channelers in this last like
couple days,
couple months,
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Meiran does some typical villain monologuing about Moiraine appearing too often around her. She wants to know, like, why are you here? And she's going to heal Moiraine to make sure that she answers her questions.
Yeah.
But no one is out here to hear her screams.
Yeah, I like this because Moraine's like, oh, you're definitely Black Aja.
Oh, now. If she wasn't sure, like, now she knows. For sure.
Besides all, like, the crazy killing, like, deadly fire weaves that Merian's, like, trying to do. But, like, hey, no one's here to hear you scream.
Yeah, and so now they're locked in this duel for just, like, a little bit, and Moiraine is barely keeping up. It's just over and over. It's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
So then we get back to the fight with Lan and Ryan, and it's not going well for Lan, but he is keeping up. Ryan is definitely better, but Lan is bleeding.
You know what Moiraine should have done? Healed them before they got here.
Oh, he did? Yeah, but they were like, we gotta go.
Yeah, but it's like...
And then he'd be even weaker, because
Maybe.
after healing, you're weaker.
Yeah, but
I think he'd be worse after.
Stuff some bread in his face real fast. Eat this.
No, it's more than that, though. Like, you get physically exhausted from the healing.
Yeah, but now he's just like really
And now he'd
sore.
be like, yeah, he's sore, but like, I feel like this is better, like energy level.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like Lan's not at 100%, so I gotta give it to my boy Lan still. He's still better than Ryan. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I don't think Ryan's better.
Better.
Fuck that guy. So, anyway, it doesn't look like Lan is going to be helping Meiran at all.
Because that's what Meiran's like, if only if Lan can distract her for a second, then I can get the upper hand.
And I thought maybe we were going to get some sort of like mirroring thing where Meiran uses a physical object.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
because like it doesn't matter how much more powerful they are in the...
Well, and I mean, she kind of does.
Kind of.
So.
In the end.
Yeah.
But like, too late.
Well.
Way too late.
Too late for the other people.
Too late for the other people. Not too late for Lan and Meiran.
Yeah.
Which is like
that's
all that matters, turns out. Now, Meiran pulls on like a full Black Aja move.
This is so bad. I hate this so much.
She's like, this is taking too long. So she floats Deer.
Don't laugh while you're saying it. This is an 8-year-old kid.
It's the worst. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
like twisting and he can't even scream because of the air gig. And
Like
he,
Briss.
Like,
Briss can't.
Yeah, he goes over the... Oh, Briss can't. He's screaming too.
Derek's going over the railing.
Okay, you say it.
Briss is freaking out, but he can't make any sound because his little 8-year-old son is being launched over the balcony by this terrible Black Aja woman, and then she just drops
him.
Yeah, drops him.
Yeah. Not great. It was surprising.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Yeah.
That Meiran wasn't able to save the child. I thought if anybody else died and then like the child, but
she
no.
kills him first, and that's big.
Yeah.
And then it gets worse before it gets worse.
Right.
Because then Lan and Ryan are still locked in their fight.
Yes.
And then Briss is all like, I hate this so much. And then Azel's
And
crying.
then he just gets dropped off the edge.
Yeah, and Moiraine's like on the ground. And she's not like doing very well.
She's not doing good at all because
Yeah.
she's used literally all her power sources.
Yeah.
And she can't get it anymore.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing is like that's when Meiran, can you say her freaking name? Meiran. I don't think that's right either.
That is right, I think.
Okay, anyways. Her, the Black Aja lady, terrible lady, shields Moiraine.
Yeah.
Because now that she's not holding on to
Derek's
weave, she can use more power to like blast Moiraine.
Literally shield her.
Yeah, and shield her. So Maureen's on the ground shielded now. And then now she's got like Isel and Briss locked up. And that's when she like floats up Briss. Because she's like, hey, Meiran, you're going to hold on a little bit longer for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then she floats Briss over the railing.
Knocks him over the edge.
Lets him fall. And
Yeah.
he doesn't make any sound. He doesn't scream.
No.
It's so sad. Like it's
bad.
Heart-wrenching.
Yeah,
I hate it so much.
It was very...
It's cold.
It's cold.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
There's a difference.
It's very emotionless, and
Yeah.
it's hard to even wrap your head around what's happening around these characters that you don't even know.
You know them a little bit. You know, like
enough,
their family.
but it's like...
The issue is like that I have with it is it's different when Lan and Ryan kill he kills Ryan in a sword fight where they both have a moderately equal chance and it's an actual fight.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're just ruthless and cold and murdering a child and the child's father.
But
and
like,
this
okay,
other
here's the thing though. I'm gonna be like crazy devil's advocate, like
Okay.
actually like on the side of the devil. There's a purpose to that boy dying in her eyes.
Yeah,
like, this
very,
isn't like
a
senseless.
very loose
like yeah.
purpose.
So the father dying, senseless, just for like literally get rid of him because
Yeah.
he's like in power here, and I don't like that.
Yeah, and
but the
he's
boy
here. He's a
dying
witness.
seems to be like her purpose.
Yeah.
Like, not that I agree with her purpose,
Yeah.
but like it's more than senseless.
Yeah.
It makes sense for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like the whole murdering people just like that in that style.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
All right. So this
terrible.
whole thing goes on.
Because then she goes to do it to Isel.
That's right. And then Moiraine's like, no. And Meiran is finally able to like make it to her feet. She stumbles forward and drives her knife into Meiran's back.
Yeah, because this time, like when she's dropping the last two people off the balcony,
Meiran is able to get to her.
Yeah, but Meiran is facing away from Moiraine.
Yes.
So that's why
All
she
right.
doesn't see that.
So then,
whole
as
stumble up.
Meiran dies, which is good, dead, Black Aja, her hold on Estelle vanishes and she like teeters on the railing, and then Meiran dives forward to grab her hand, but it's like blood slicked.
Yeah.
From like stabbing the other chick.
Yeah.
And so here we are. She can't even
We're
really
doing
hold
this.
on to her. She tries to regain Sidar, but she cannot. She's drained. She cannot get it. She describes it as trying to grab water through fingers. She can't get it.
Just cup your hands.
And
Come
then
on.
Estelle slips out of her grip and falls to her death too.
Yeah. She tries really hard to save her. And she even thinks to herself, she's determined to save one, even if it's the most useless of them.
Yeah.
Like, Maury does not.
No, she doesn't, but at the same time, it's like, I don't
Yeah.
want someone to die.
Yeah. It's like, you don't even save
So
one.
Lan is there. He pulls Meiran away from the ledge, and he tells her, never watch a death that you don't have to.
Because she's falling.
Yeah, but Lan is here now because he beat Ryan.
He did. And why did he beat Ryan?
Apparently, Ryan did something, a misstep or something.
Yeah, okay, so Lan basically has his right arm is not working.
It's like hanging at his side.
It's like basically Ryan like
yeah.
or like just sliced it so that all the nerve like his
It's
arm is dead basically.
Yeah.
And then Ryan thought that he was gonna for sure kill Lan because his like arm is dead.
Yeah.
But then Lan got him.
Yeah.
Stuck him with the pointy end.
Yeah, and Lan says, a black day as black as I have ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
Yeah, and so now Meiran needs a minute, and she's too dizzy to walk far. Like, she is exhausted. And this is kind of reminiscent of her, like, here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
When our Emmons Fielders use the power, Nynaeve, Egwene, Rand, even Elaine to an extent.
Sure.
When they channel, even when we talk about them channeling, like pulling the most they've ever pulled and channeling the most they've ever channeled,
Yeah.
we really don't see them so super duper weak afterwards.
Yes.
But with Moraine, even at Winter Night,
Yep.
when she pulled as much as she could, she
Was wiped out hard.
swiped out, could barely do anything at all, could barely even like summon any strength to heal Tam. And so it's like, even after Shatter Logoth, Lan is having to carry her.
We're talking like exponentially, these girls are more powerful.
And I think that's all this does is
Yeah.
put that into some perspective. Like,
Yeah.
more perspective, because this is like just another instance of Moraine using all the power she can, and then like being dizzy, can't walk, can't
Yeah.
function.
Well, it's like Moraine and the other
she
Aes
can't
Sedai
heal
are here.
herself. Yeah.
And then we got Egwene, Elaine, and Avienda.
And then we have Rand.
And then we've got Nynaeve.
Oh yeah, and then Rand.
And then Rand.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
way up there.
Yeah.
way up
Way
there.
up there.
Way up the ceiling.
Way up there. Okay.
Really far.
Now, she's dizzy, can't walk. She goes over to Meiran and pulls her knife out and cleans it on her clothes. And then at this point, Lan's like, you're super cool.
He's like,
You're
oh,
a cool
okay.
Aes Sedai.
Okay. Not like those other Aes Sedai. You're a cool Aes Sedai.
Cool Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now Moraine tells him that it turns out Ryan was wrong about being the better swordsman. And he's like, no, he thought I was finished. He never understood. You surrender after you're dead.
Yeah, and Moraine is totally digging the vibes of
She's
that.
like,
She's
I
yeah.
was right to choose you.
Well, she's also like, yeah, you do surrender after you're dead.
Not before.
Not before. After.
All right.
Awesome.
So now Moraine needs a minute before she can channel again because Lan is super anxious to let the serving head lady
Chatayan.
know about all of these deaths before
Yeah.
the bodies are found below on somebody's like house.
Yes.
And he's not as eager to let Edain know about her daughter's death.
It's very sad.
So Moraine heals Lan as soon as she's able.
And this is where we are getting that Moraine definitely feels... So, I think that she shouldn't, obviously, but Moraine feels as responsible for Estelle's death as, like, Meiran was, or Meiran was.
Yeah.
Because she could have saved her potentially, but it's like, that's not on you. Like, yeah, you tried.
You tried.
You tried. It's not like you were... It's just you did...
Yeah, the other deaths are on Moraine. Bukuma's death's on Moraine.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because she set Bukuma to spy, and he would have been out of the crosshairs if they hadn't have done that.
Well...
Lan did that.
Let's be technically correct here.
Lan sent him,
Moraine
but
told
Moraine
Lan.
asked Lan to send a spy.
Yeah.
Like, period, it's Lan.
Yes.
And Moraine, who Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? And in the 20 years, they probably are the cause of other people dying too.
What?
They have a task to complete here.
I can't believe that.
Well.
Just kidding. I can believe it.
Okay. Let's get to the end of this sequence here.
Let's do it, because now Moiraine floats Meiran's body over the rail, but like close to the stone of the mountain. So I think I was just having a hard time visualizing like where
it's
they
gonna
are.
get real hot,
Like,
so she's like
what's going
putting
on?
it far, safe distance, safety
Putting it
first.
away.
Yep.
And using fire, she burns the body. And like Lan is of the same mindset as me.
Uh-huh.
As like, the fuck you doing and why?
Do you think that too? Do you understand why?
Oh, like I get it, but it was like, oh, I don't know. It seemed odd. It seems like, I don't know.
Why? What's confusing about it?
It's not like confusing. I just like didn't like it.
Okay. Well, that's the thing, is there's no proof that she's Black Aja.
Yeah.
There's proof that she's Aes Sedai.
And there's proof that Moiraine killed her.
And if there's a body of an Aes Sedai here, like, that is opening up a whole can of worms that she can't get into.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know who to trust, because
so what's
anybody
the
can
story
be Black
gonna
Aja.
be? That everyone just fell over the edge, like playing a game of frisbee?
There is no story. That's the thing. We don't know. We're not going to know. We don't find out what the story is. But the Aes Sedai can't be implicated in this. And and Moiraine doesn't want the Black Aja to like be notified about any of this, because she doesn't know who to trust.
Yeah.
Like, she literally can't trust anybody.
No, I get it. But like when it was happening, I was like, what? Like it's all like wild.
Yeah.
So
Moiraine knows what's up.
yeah, she tells him all that stuff he just told me. All of this needs to be kept super secret, and this was all disastrous. And she tells Lan, I can't lie about what happened here, but I can be silent. Will you be silent, or will you do the shadows' work? Ooh. And Lan's like, you're a very hard woman.
Yeah, badasses everywhere here.
The end. And I guess, like, at some point, Lan goes and tells them what happened, but, like, a new story?
No new story.
Everyone fell, the end.
They fell.
They fell, don't ask questions. Oh, the boy falling from the 50-story whatever and not, like, breaking a bone?
50 feet or something.
50 feet? Is that before Meiran was here?
That's a good question.
Because, like, I bet he was, like, shoved.
Super sus.
Mm-hmm.
Pushed, thought he was going to die from that.
Sounds like a
Didn't
Bran
die.
situation.
Sounds like it was suspicious. I tried to tell you that, too, that it sounded suspicious, but,
yeah, it all sounds suspicious, always. But, like, anyway.
Yeah. But let's get into the epilogue.
Okay, now, here's the thing. Can I tell you what I thought at this moment while reading? So, I was disappointed we got to the end of the quote book.
Sure.
The end of the titled chapters of the book without a Moiraine Lan bonding.
Okay.
And I knew there was an epilogue at the end. And for me, like a prologue and an epilogue are should be separate a little bit from the main story.
Okay.
Because I thought maybe what was going to happen here was they would have gone their separate ways kind of after this situation, and maybe I was speculating that the epilogue would be set maybe like a couple months later, a year later. They're going to run into each other at another time. And
like a reuniting of these two people.
And then it's going to be like, whoa, here's this, whatever, bonded or something.
Yeah.
But it's literally the next day, continuing the story.
Yeah.
Why is this not just another chapter, and why is it called the epilogue?
Well, what would you even... No, we already did that. I don't want to hear more of your bad...
Yeah, you don't. You don't want to hear that.
Now that we're here.
You don't want to hear that.
Okay.
I mean, like, can we just call the last chapter of the book an epilogue?
Yeah.
Is that literally what this is?
Possibly. I feel like there's a fun fact coming about what the hell a prologue and an epilogue
And
are.
I'm surprised it's taken this long.
Well, I just haven't questioned it because, like, just go with it, okay?
Can you put it in the first episode of The Lord of Chaos? Because that prologue, I know, is like 100 pages long.
It's 73 pages.
And I'm probably going to have questions. Just saying, probably. I've heard people like it, so...
Oh, yeah, Lord of Chaos is fantastic. It's a great book.
No, the prologue specifically.
Yeah, it's a great prologue. Every chapter's great. I love it. We're going to have a lot of fun in Lord of Chaos.
Okay, let's talk about this epilogue,
Okay,
though.
yeah, let's do this, because there's, like, some important information here.
Chapter
about,
symbols,
like, what's
Wheelie
going on.
Snake.
Yeah, as is tradition.
As is tradition, Moiraine perspective, it's the next day after the crazy events. The palace is in mourning over the deaths of everybody, and it seems that no one has really noticed the disappearance of Ryan and Meiran.
Not going to talk about
for
it.
some reason.
Like, who knows about them, even?
Who cares?
It's an Aes Sedai. You don't ask questions,
And
and
it's
it's a random soldier guy.
Random dude. So Moiraine went back to destroy Meiran's belongings. Like, how she got into there without being seen and suspect, I don't know. But she searched for clues about being the Black Aja. She didn't find any. I don't know what kind of clues are just like, here are some letters from the Dark One.
It's an insignia that says the little Dark One symbol on it.
And it's black.
Yeah.
Here's a black shawl.
There's a skull and
It's
crossbones.
a black shawl you get to wear at Dark Friend meetings.
Nice. Love it.
It's not that.
It's not that. There's nothing.
There's nothing. So Moiraine gets back to her room and Siuan is there and she doesn't know anything about what's happened yet.
Yeah.
And so Siuan says that
the boy was not the right boy child.
Right.
Yeah, this is not the Dragon Reborn. Thank you, Siuan, for your hard work.
Yeah, this was all a waste of effing time.
No, it wasn't.
Well, because it had Moiraine and Lan connecting.
Got a border.
Yeah.
And we got a Black Aja dead and a Dark Friend dead. And we lost
we lost some casualties along the way.
Yeah.
But if we look at the entire picture, coming here and doing this whole thing was a waste of effing time for them. Like, it was, like, I get that in the end.
I get what you're going for.
In the end, we can be like, oh, meant to be, these things happen.
Yeah.
We saw these patterns weaving, whatever. But, like, them coming here wasn't necessary. So.
Okay. No, yeah, just continue.
I'm not
gonna say any more about it right now. It's
good.
Like,
Don't say
you're
any
wrong,
more.
but it's like fine.
I
Whatever.
know.
Okay.
Shut it.
Okay.
Anyway, when we find out that the boy is not the right boy, Siuan is like, don't worry, because Meiran won't hurt him because he's clearly not the right one.
Yeah, and she hasn't been around him at all, so it's like totally fine.
Yeah, and then Moirain's no, let me tell you.
Let me tell you what happened
Let me
last
tell
night.
you what's
Holy
going
smokes.
on. So Siuan,
it is interesting though, because in the story that she tells, she starts at like the end of the story, but then this is where she points out that she must have wanted Dyrek dead most of all because she killed him first.
Yes.
Plus she tried to kill Lan with
you
the
know
whole
what?
stairs
I'm
situation.
impressed with Moiraine and her puzzling skills.
Yeah, she's good at it.
She's getting there because it's always been Siuan with the puzzling stuff and her with the houses manipulation stuff. But yeah, she's taking them both and I think connecting pieces.
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
And she kind of just spells it out for us. Yeah. That's really what this is all about. Is like explaining to the reader what the heck is going on.
So let's do this. This is the big little pattern here.
Okay, so Siuan and Moiraine try to puzzle out what's going on and why. Specifically, what links Dyrek the 8-year-old boy to someone like Lan, and Moiraine says, luck. I know this one. It's luck. Dyrek should not have survived that fall, and Lan is said to be the luckiest man alive. Maybe there's a pattern here. Maybe that blacksmith with a broken back who was said to be lucky. Yeah. Something too.
Well, he wasn't necessarily lucky. The blacksmith guy was the one who like came to power quickly, where he was a speaker and he gained prominence. And that's where we kind of get that whole people who might be able to channel typically are said to be lucky, or they rise to power quickly. So the whole thing they kind of piece together.
And also with that barn going up in flames, I do have to concede it is mentioned that he is very lucky.
Yeah, but this is the thing. They're killing, so the Black Aja seems to be killing literally any man or boy
at all.
Who
it's
might
not
be able to
just
channel.
Newborn children.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but let me also just throw another little thing into the little wrench in the wheel here for you.
Sure.
We've gotten mentions of they're killing people who are very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some mentions of blacksmiths.
Yeah.
And there's mentions of people who might be able to channel.
Yeah.
Now, what are the main characteristics of our 3 Ta'veren boys?
And at the Dark Friend Social, who are the ones who are shown? Blacksmith, a lucky dude and someone who can channel.
So the thing is, what does the Dark One and what does the
Black
Black Aja...
Because I immediately connected Matt with the luck thing.
Yeah. So the question is, what do they know? Because the one thing,
it's like, why is Matt being implicated so much by the Black Aja?
Yeah.
Because I think he's being implicated more so even than Perrin. Yeah. From what we've seen. Yeah. Like he's being like chased down and targeted and like it's all these things.
The luck.
And like Perrin doesn't really seem, other than like the Eye of the World stuff.
Yeah.
Perrin has a little bit escaped being looked at
he has been
by the shadow.
But that's the big thing. It's like, yeah, right now they are saying, okay, people who can channel are typically lucky, and maybe the blacksmith thing is just like more about the gaining power. But my big question is typically, okay, what is the Black Aja? What do they know that we don't know? Do they know something about like there might be a boy who's lucky, and there might be a blacksmith, and might be a channeler. So
it's possible that somebody who was a Black Aja had a foretelling.
A foretelling about, like, oh, the blacksmith.
Like,
oh,
how common are foretellings? Like, maybe we don't know how common.
We gotta assume that the Black Aja has their own, like, foretelling / prophecies to go after here. You can't just be, like, all for the light, because the pattern's supposed to be neutral.
Yeah, they're killing anyone who might be able to channel, not just newborns, and that means that they didn't know about.
And then it's the question of, like, why are there 3 Ta'veren boys? Why isn't there just 1 Ta'veren? Why does there have to be 3, right? Because this is the big thing. We know here from what they said is that it seems like the Black Aja have started a slaughter.
Yeah.
They are killing everyone right now. They've killed Aes Sedai. They're killing people. Why are they killing?
Well, there's obviously, it's been, because I know that Rand, Mat, and Perrin are all born within weeks of each other.
Yes.
Which is, like, right now. And there's obviously been a shift in the pattern, which clearly some dark ones, whatever, felt. And this is clearly when, like, stuff starts happening with Forsaken being able to leave in the next 20 years. So
yeah, it's just it's a big question of, like, why 3? Is it some yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
But
I don't know your answer. I don't know the answer to that. But interesting point.
Yeah, no, the whole point is, like, maybe there's some more there that they know that we don't.
Sure.
But
all right,
Meiran figures something else out.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Is they figure out that the Black Aja are not looking for a specific baby.
They're not looking for babies at all.
At all. They're looking for, like, people who show signs of, like, being basically Ta'veren or channeling or whatever.
Because they don't
actually have a hot clue, and they're just like,
they don't have a time frame for when the dragon was reborn. They just know that he was reborn.
Yeah. So now Meiran and Siuan make a game plan. Siuan is going to go back to the tower and is going to work with the blue eyes and ears.
Yeah.
To continue her work, gaining all sorts of information that she can find from around the world, any signs of the dragon reborn. And I think that this is probably the piece that helps them find Rand. And they clearly separate, and Meiran doesn't go back to the tower ever.
That's what it kind of seems like.
And Siuan does go back to the tower and rises to Amyrlin.
Yeah.
After this.
Yeah.
And we know that Siuan is pissed off with Meiran because for the last 20 years, she's barely even gotten a pigeon or whatever it's called. Like a raven or like a letter.
Like, not very much.
Barely anything. And I bet that Siuan has been connecting somehow with her, sharing information that she's found.
Yeah.
Becoming the head of the eyes and ears, and then also...
Yeah. So, are you saying, like, a one-sided relationship here?
I don't really know.
Okay.
It seems like this is the direction of the rest of, like, until we see them again.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, it seems like Meiran doesn't return to the tower again after this situation.
Okay.
That's what it kind of feels like. So, Siuan mentioned that it's probably fair that Meiran warns Lan about these things.
Yeah.
Because she heard that he rode out of Chachin an hour ago.
Yeah, this is one of those,
it's
like
no,
movie...
go get it. It's like the airport scene.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like in the movies, this would just be like, she doesn't have to ride for, like, hours to catch up with him.
You could see him.
It's like either you catch him at the gates or catch him before he leaves the room or, like, just outside the gates, like, wait.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, let's ride for 3 hours to go and catch up to him.
And she does, though.
She does right after him. She does catch up to him. It's like a whole little chase sequence, though.
Yes, it is.
Have you seen a man that looks like this? Yes, he went that way.
Yes, exactly. for hours.
Hours and hours.
So she's finally able to catch up to him. Meiran dismounts, approaches Lan, who's kneeling beside a small fire that he's just put out, and it's the smell of burned hair.
Yeah, Meiran's like, why does it smell like her hair?
Because What's-Her-Face has finally released him from her, like, creepy cougar grasps, given him his hair back because she's all in mourning that her child died.
Yeah, so Edain is retiring from the world, and she's probably going to go kill herself now.
Yeah, because her kid died.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm out.
And her plot for life is just, like, over.
Yeah, it's very sad. Like, as terrible as she is, it's like, it's horrible, and her daughter died, and it's, like, all bad. And then, clearly, it's the end of that relationship, and she gave the hair back to Lan or whatever, and, like, released him. It's like, see ya.
Yeah, and he burns it.
He burns it.
Which, I don't know, ceremony probably.
Oh, for sure. He's all about custom and ceremony, so.
Yeah.
And the Lan says some sad things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm burning my past, memories, and a nation. The golden crane will fly no more. No one's going to be sad when I die because those who care about me are already dead.
And Meiran's like, I care! What about me?
Lan's having a pity party and nobody's invited.
Will you be my warder? Because only fools choose to die before they must.
Yes.
And he's like,
no.
okay.
No, he doesn't.
I know.
He says no. He says no.
Yeah. And then Moiraine's like, okay,
Here's the deal,
fine.
man. Here's the deal.
Fine. You don't want to be my warder. I know you don't want to get wrapped up in Aes Sedai shit.
Let me level with you here.
I'm going to tell you everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, she goes out on a limb here. She like everything. Straight up. Yeah.
So I fight the same war as you against the Shadow. Meiran was Black Aja. And then she tells him about Guitar's foretelling and about her and Siuan's figuring out what's going on.
Yeah,
with
like
the
as
whole
accepted too.
Dragon Reborn thing.
Yep.
The deaths of everybody searching. That's like still not 100% confirmed, but like probably that's what was going on.
For sure. Oh yeah. That was, like,
and then that was my like, no, that's not going on at all. Yeah. See, like I was speculating about wild things and not speculating about like right now things.
Right now.
Because of the way my brain works with this series.
I get it. I get where
it's all
you got to get back in. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Then she tells Lan this is the same war as you are fighting, and it's the most important battle yet. This one we can win.
We can do it, Lan. We can
do
this.
It. And Lan's like, cool. Yeah. And then he like pledges himself. He's like kisses his blade and is like, yes, I will. Well, I will protect you.
That's clearly the Melchior custom. But
and he thinks that this is what it is.
Well, yeah, but Lan's whole deal is he wants to like fight the unwinnable war against the Shadow.
Yeah.
And when Moiraine paints the picture of like, hey, this is the unwinnable war, but we can win this fight. That he's on board with it.
He's like, cool, okay, fine, and I kind of like you. Like, you're cool.
Yeah.
So then Moraine's like, okay, but there's like a little bit more.
A little bit.
And she does her super special spirit weave of the warder bond.
She does it, yeah.
And bonds him. And so Moiraine immediately like can tell like his emotions and everything, and so we sort of get some insight into that. The connection.
A little bit. We get an interesting description, and I gotta just read it out here.
Okay, read it out.
It's that she can feel the pain and injuries, and then she would be able to draw on his strength at need, to find him however far away he was. So it's like a little bit of weird phrasing, like, can she draw on his strength to find him, or can she...
only when in need to find him.
Or, like, can she draw on his strength? Like, physical, maybe emotion. Like, can she pull strength out of him?
Yeah.
Like, life out of him, so...
Sure.
But we're not sure. We don't know.
All right, and then we get a little bit of Lan telling Moiraine about his experience in the Aiel War.
Yeah, because he can feel her emotions, and Moiraine is not doing well.
And she didn't quite anticipate that.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Well, it's a very nice thing that he says, because he describes like, hey, I led like 500 men in the Aiel War, and in 3 days, half of them were dead because of choices that I made. You have to move on. You gotta move on. We gotta keep going because, like, we still got a war to fight here. Because Moiraine is clearly in her head still about, and again, it's been like what, less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
About like her literally being responsible for all these people dying.
Yeah.
So yeah, back and forth.
Awesome. Yeah.
And where do we ride?
Where do we ride? That should be the title. I think that'd be cute.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Lan asks, where do we go?
Yep.
Where do we go from here?
The world.
And she says back to Chanchin, then Arfel, and then not Chanchin. I did that. I've done that before. I'm not okay. Chanchin.
How could you confuse Chanchan with Chanchan?
Chanchin.
Okay.
Chanchin, and then Arfel, and then the world if need be. We win this battle, or the world dies.
I love it. It's such a powerful ending. It's so good.
You know what? Reading this after reading, it's like I think RJ would have liked us reading it in this order.
Yeah.
Because he is very about like ceremony, and he's also all about sort of like weird timelines and backpedals and changes. And at the end of the Fires of Heaven, Moiraine and Lan's bond gets severed, and then we read now immediately following about how the bond was formed.
That's like the best place to read it. I've changed my mind. Don't read it in publication order. Read it now.
That's us. I think.
I love it.
I think if he could like, I mean obviously, but from what I know of these 5 books, that is significant, and I think that he would like that placement.
Well, we're moving into book 6, and we don't know what the future is of that. Well, we know that it got severed, but we don't know anything else.
I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about
crazy.
It.
You can start Lord of Chaos.
I could have started Lord of Chaos at any point.
No, that's not how this works. Are you kidding me?
I could have. I just have literally 0 time, and now we're doing a bunch of stuff for the
TV show.
The TV show, which is gonna, all drop soon.
No worries about it. We're good. Okay.
We're just gonna keep our heads above water and just keep trucking.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Okay.
This is how I stay sane.
Yeah.
Give me more things to do.
Yeah.
All right. This has gone on for a very long time.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm happy about it. That was a fine book. It's not in my top 5
Okay.
so far.
Well, you know.
It's
okay.
top 6, though.
Oh, good. Good. Okay,
So far.
That's better than some people's, I think.
It's in 6th
It's
place.
in 6th place.
Of the 6 books I've read.
You know, that's fair. We did it in like a month. That was super fast.
Yeah.
That was so
I
fast.
actually enjoyed being able to read quite a bit, quickly. That was nice. But here we go. Let's dive into Lord of Chaos.
Okay.
Book 6. I'm excited. And before you bond your warder, I'm going to say that it's part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani, produced by Dani and Brett with Essen, Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, Megan Smiley, and Jonathan Reese, with music by Audionautics.com. If you're interested in supporting us and the podcast, you can head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. And for all things The Wheel Weaves, like how to get in contact with us, how to find our social media, how to join our Discord, how to send us really cool shot glasses, and for just general information, you can find us at thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please remember to tell a friend about us, leave that 5-star review, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for sticking around to the end. This is really part of the pattern now.